Dan.
Plowsy did. Plowsy did. We interviewed her on the couch after the show, and then Plowsy took him on a tour of the Arch in beautiful downtown St. Louis, and then he did the interview with Jack Spade and her.
In the back of a car, right?
Back of
that got me aroused, and I made another child.
That's what did it for you.
That's what did it for me again.
Wow.
This show makes children. This show makes my offspring.
So how many kids would you like to have?
That'll do it.
2 will do it?
That'll do it.
Back to you, Steve.
That'll do it. That'll do it. I think of the 4 of us in this room, I would imagine Jackson is the most likely to have a child next.
I would think, yeah, you're up. Yeah. How many kids do you think
Unless
you want?
Iggy winds up conceiving with that lady in Jeff City.
You have to have sex to conceive children. I haven't had it in a couple of years, so.
You're on your way to the state capitol.
Well, they have test tubes now.
Yeah, just donate.
I don't want a baby that bad.
No,
I don't want one at all,
I wouldn't think
actually.
you would at this point.
You just had a moment of clarity.
It's also not.
You don't want a child.
We also don't know for sure that you don't already have one that we don't.
Yeah,
know
I would
about.
say I couldn't bet everything against that.
Oh, yeah, between the
Yeah,
500 lovers.
I wouldn't bet against it when you had 500. Something had to slip.
Will Chamberlain of St. Louis AM Radio.
You would think I would know. You would think the person would tell me, hey, I'm pregnant and you're the father, unless they wanted nothing to do with me.
But that also is very live.
That's live, too, that, I'm pregnant, but I'm not telling this douchebag. I don't want this guy to be anywhere near my
Not
life
going to
or
get
my
any
kid.
money out of him.
So, yeah, and he has no money.
Doug, doesn't it excite you, though, that we have made life during our show now, and Iggy's singing was the aphrodisiac?
Well, I guess it does.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a happy time for you. Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you so much.
I wonder how many other listeners out there listen to the 9 o'clock hour when we come back and I sing, having sex, and they've had children.
Exactly.
Probably zero. Probably none.
Quite a few, I would think.
I don't think they enjoy your singing.
I would bet there are a lot of kids out there who were conceived during Iggy.
I don't think so.
You're just being stupid because,
I am.
you just don't like the music I play.
Not really.
But the singing is perfect.
The singing's not
Cryo.
I can't talk, but I can sing.
Well, coming up on the other side of the break, we will have Iggy's return music, but Doug will counter with his preferred return music, and you can decide which music you would rather hear as we come back from commercial break.
So TMA is competing against real HD1 stations all month in our corporate App Madness contest, and we're not winning right now. So, get the TMA app if you don't have it. Make a profile, sign in, and you could win the Week 2 prize, Dinner with TMA at Olive and Oak. You'll get a new keyword each week on the TMA app. Use that keyword to enter the contest on the app for a chance to win. Did we mention you have to have the app, and you have to have an account, and you have to sign in? App Madness. Help the little show that could. Stick it to the HD1 guys. Get more info at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and if there's one thing I know about you, Ryan, you keep it 100.
Man, that sounds so good. If you're VA eligible, you can buy a house with 100% financing. That means no money down. And if you want to refinance, you can cash out 100% of the appraised value. That means more money. Our interest rates are always 100 times better. If you're VA eligible, get the loan that you've earned. I'll pay for your appraisal, get you the lower rate, and close your VA loan as little as 21 days. Apply online today at HeroLoan.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
I before E, except after C.
What is it, I before E except after Y?
Nutted it. Absolutely nutted it.
Treat others how you would like to be treated.
Treat me like a pirate and give me that booty.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Salt and smoke.
Okay. This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, YouTube.com/TMASTL. Broadcasting from the Michelob Ultra Studios, it is our Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle Sauce Boss with you. It's a program that solicits your involvement on the Engineer and Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5 by calling in to the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line 636-9004-TMA or emailing in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Munganess, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour, and our daily fantasy sports showdown. Jamie Burkhardt and Clayton Patterson. Peter Munganess and everybody at Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. If you're in the market for a new car, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, or if you just need to get your car serviced, tuned up, make sure you go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and work with Munganess. Boy, there is a ruckus in Jackson's room.
What is happening in there?
There is a ruckus.
I was just getting my headphones off my mic.
Oh, brother, what a nice
Sorry.
start. Disappointing start to the show.
Please, carry on.
I think Jamie Burkhardt is going to cancel his ad buy. That's what I think is going to happen.
Not.
I think I'll get that text right now.
Boy, they've got me in a great Toyota from Alton Toyota. Toyota Highlander.
I see it
My
every
God, look at
time
that.
you leave.
Isn't it a gorgeous car?
It is beautiful. I
It
like the
really
color
is.
too.
I do too. Yeah, it's
All
kind
bright
of
red.
not fire engine red, but kind of a is it burgundy maybe?
I would say it's an in between. It's not candy apple because it's not that
No.
color.
Candy, 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 I can't let
But
you
I'm walking
go.
in tall cotton when
Iggy
I'm driving
Pop.
that. Thank you,
Pop.
Munganest.
Yeah, I hope they don't leave. I mean, I can walk to work, but I'd rather not.
How long would it take you to walk to work?
Half hour, 35 minutes.
Will it?
Well, you can blame Jackson when you're walking to work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
thanks,
for that.
Jackson.
Way to go. David the Duke Ellington is in the YouTube chat just talking to himself right now. And he says, Doug, I'd like to know the history behind the segment that just played, talking about the conception of Tim's second child. They clearly were taping it between 590 and 105.7 HD2. There's no Plowsy. But Doug talked like the show was already at Hubbard, and Iggy was confused. Were they taping segments strictly for all-day programming? Just interested.
Gosh, I don't know.
I didn't hear the segments. So I don't know
No,
what you're talking
Jackson
about.
can confirm. I do believe this is what he get. What? No?
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Okay.
Huh?
I didn't hear the segment.
I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
I don't either.
I guess I don't either.
Well, I think I do, but am I correct, Jackson? We shouldn't talk.
All's good.
Shouldn't talk about what?
I don't know. We shouldn't talk about Doug. I have a second child. This is a big reveal. I was going to talk about the
Yeah.
Michaelis no-hitter, but, you know, we're going to talk about I had a second child, and I had not revealed it.
Well,
Okay,
you-
but you can't talk about it.
Correct.
Well, you conceived it while I was singing.
That's correct.
We know that. So
That is correct.
I don't know.
Nice.
We were at 590 when we did that segment, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Probably been a lot of babies made while you're swooning,
I agree with that, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
crooning.
Yeah, that was the era where I, decided to step away for a little bit and let that show really
Yeah.
take off.
And
Well, I
leave
don't
the
know.
listeners wanting more.
That's interesting, is the email I received said you and the cat were being let go.
Oh yeah, no, that's
But
not
if
the
you
one
had
I
if
got.
you had a different understanding
Oh.
of it.
You got a lot of those emails, didn't you?
Well, they happened, unfortunately, quite often over a period of
Flash drive.
5 years. David the Duke Ellington has just issued a statement saying, sorry, didn't mean to cause problems. Oh, I didn't know you
No
were.
problem.
Did he ever
That's
throw
no
us for a
problem.
loop?
It's the opposite of a problem.
He threw us for a real loop.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm looking forward to the...
Lot of ruckus.
Jackson's. What is Doug?
I remember I was playing golf one time, and it was me and you against Raby and...
Different story entirely.
No, it'll tie into what I was just talking about, Tim's
Okay.
emails.
Me conceiving my second
Well,
child.
emails you get and phone calls, and we had a match going on against Raby and Tom Ackerman.
Doug, do you remember this match?
No,
I think
no,
we
I
played
don't.
at the Legends,
Do you-
actually.
Do you remember every golf match I ever played?
I remember that because we beat him out of like $100.
Okay, that makes it different.
But we were
I
winning.
never played the Legends. I've played the 9-hole course with Stephen Wildwood.
I don't know where we played them. You remember that match, though?
I remember playing with Chris and Ackerman at the Orchards.
Orchards, okay. But we were
Not
up.
Orchards, I'm sorry, Ambrier.
We were up through 9, and then back 9, I think I had hit every shot. Tim was on the phone for 9 holes, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He just said, this is your hole. I got to take this. And he's just walking around the course on the phone. I was like, God, I feel so bad for him. Can't he just enjoy a day of golf without this crap?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that type of thing, but that was kind of a regular occurrence. Like the guys I would play with and gamble with are like, we need to just talk to the people who call him to ruin things, and then he'll lose, and then we'll take his money. It became like an ABC thing. Once I'm on my phone, it's over. Oh, I forgot about that. It's nice that I've kind of blocked it out.
Well, the other
I was on the 11T when you were, quote-unquote, furloughed.
Did you birdie?
On June... It was so, because I terminated the letter of intent before, so I knew that a couple hostages would be killed the next day. I mean, it was just... Or maybe even that day. So I knew that would happen, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that I make a ridiculous business deal just to, save lives. I had done it too many times. So, yes. But at least they called it a furlough.
Yeah.
The cat was on that. It isn't a furlough. Plowhawk just went to that clown nose avatar. That was the route he took.
It was about an hour later, I think. Pretty quick turnaround.
How many businesses that just blamed everything on COVID? Furlough. I can't pay anymore.
Doug, Miles Michaelis almost had a no-hitter last night. I was locked in, and my heart was pounding in a 9-1 game. That doesn't happen too often. My heart pounding in a game against the Pirates doesn't happen too often. And then, oh no, with 2 strikes, Jack.
Well, I didn't see it till this morning. I was at the Lion King last night. During intermission, I saw that he had a no-hitter going. And then I said, I couldn't turn the phone back on. I said, I wonder if he'll get this no-no. And then turned on the radio on the way home. And first thing I heard is Michaelis being interviewed saying, well, if Bader couldn't get it, I don't think anybody could have gotten it.
Man, that'll do it.
Yeah, I guess that meant a no to the no-hitter. Yeah, real shame. I see people blaming Bader online now. Why didn't he catch it? Why wouldn't he play deeper?
That's a hard play. I didn't see how you could make that catch.
And in that situation, you're probably playing a step or two in to take away the cheap hit, not to take away the hit off the warning track. He's much more likely to bloop one in front of you than hit one over your head. And I agree that if Harrison Bader can't get to a ball in center field, I don't know who does. And it's also tough, hit right at you. You got to go back, and it's hard to track it as well as you would if it was hit a little to your left or right. It was a very difficult play. It wasn't a cheap hit. I mean, the guy bounced it over the wall in center field.
I'm a King basher, but I don't see how that was his ball to catch. I mean, you're
what basher?
King Bader.
King Bader. So I do bash him quite often.
I legitimately was surprised to see that again, I mean, it's social media and whatever, but that kind of became like the talking point. I think if we're going to psychoanalyze the mindset, it's you want to see it so badly. It hadn't. Am I correct? I still haven't checked on this. It hadn't happened at Busch Stadium since Bob Forsch in '83. Is that right? Because when Jimenez threw his, it was in Arizona, I thought, and Bud Smith's was in San Diego.
Yeah. 20 years since they had any no-hitter, right?
So Bud Smith's was 2001. I recall that. And Jimenez, I think, was 99 against the Diamondbacks and Randy Johnson, I think. And then Forsch, I think, was the last one before that. And that was
hard to believe for all the great pitchers.
I know, man. I know.
Great defenses. And
well, Waka had the near one in 2013, and Ryan Zimmerman had an infield hit. That sucked.
That was with 2 outs, too, wasn't it?
Don't forget Shelby Miller. I know this was early, but remember when the first batter got a hit and then retired 27 straight?
Yeah, 27.
That was pretty cool.
Gibson had one.
In Pittsburgh.
Oh, we're talking about just at Busch?
Yeah. Man, that would have been so cool.
I think it was Forsch. I mean, again, I don't know for certain, but I'm just doing this from memory. But either way, I think so people want it so badly. So if that ball is hit in the second inning, I don't know if it's even being discussed as Bader has played it. But because, if I'm not mistaken, the first pitch to Mitchell was a strike. And this wasn't like a, Busch Stadium or, Fog Allen is the place where everything is booed, and it actually has an impact on the game, too. But where Busch Stadium fans were booing even balls out of the zone because they want it so badly, and that happened in the 9th inning a few times. This one was really a strike, and I thought that was unfortunate that wasn't called properly because it does change the sequence of the pitches. It's a domino effect on the at-bat. Doesn't mean that he wouldn't have gotten a hit, But from my standpoint, that's more of a mistake than the Bader thing. I also know probably like 3 people know I'm even remember the first pitch of that at bat, but it was a strike. It wasn't even really a question that it was a strike. And the ball that was hit, like you said, Doug, I mean, that went over the wall in one bounce. That was not a cheap hit. And I agree also that if anything, you want to take away the bloop and not, this isn't a power hitter up there. This is a guy on the Pirates. How many people can identify more than 5 people in the Pirates?
Willie Stargell.
Current members of the organization. These guys pop up and hit, and I go, I have no idea who these people are.
And the sad thing is, you may not see one for another 15 years because it's not that unusual nowadays for a guy to be working on the no-hitter and they take him out.
Yeah.
After 6 innings, you've thrown 110 pitches, you're out. I mean, it's happened already this year to Clayton Kershaw.
I blame the batter.
Pitches.
I blame the batter.
For hitting the ball?
Yeah. I mean, you're hitting 203. Your team's 100 games under 500. You could be part of history. You could be the guy that went down and made the final out. Just strike out.
No. Batter was thrilled with himself.
He shouldn't
That's
have
a
been.
fantastic feeling as a hitter to break up a no-hitter on the road with 2 outs in the ninth.
Your
That's a
name-
great
2
feeling
strikes.
as a hitter.
Your name would have been etched in history that you made the final out of his no-hitter. Because you're going nowhere with your career, obviously, so...
And you think that was his mindset at the plate. I'm going nowhere. Why don't I just strike out and hurry my demotion to AAA?
Should have been. Yeah.
Apparently, my career is over at 25 or 26.
Oh, I bet they loved that in the Pirate dugout. They thought that was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be no-hit.
I strike out in that situation. Tip my
On
cap.
purpose.
Look at this, Doug. What a gentleman. What a sport.
Congratulations.
It's like giving him the putt, right?
Yep. The concession.
No, that's the last thing you want.
We're not going to win the
Absolute
game.
last thing you want.
This is something he can remember
This is
for the
quite
rest
a
of
take.
rest of his life.
He
tell
will
his
remember this
grandkids.
the rest of
So
his
it's
life.
Bader's fault and it's Mitchell's fault.
It's not Bader's fault. It's Mitchell's fault.
Mitchell will remember this the rest of his life.
Yeah, I broke up a no-hitter, and somebody said, "Well, you idiot! You could have given him the no-hitter."
That's not how competitive sports works.
I didn't know there was going to be a take.
There is a take.
Why am I having mitts?
I was unprepared.
Maybe not a hot take, but it's my take.
Well, at what point do they start making outs on purpose? 8th inning? 9th inning? Or just 2 outs in the 9th?
Well, usually the 9th. I mean, you don't want to give it to him in the 8th. He didn't really earn it. When you've gone 8 2/3 and you got 2 strikes, and it just, I'm done. Congratulations, I'm going to make the out.
That is a take. It's a strong take. It's one of the best takes ever.
It's not a great take, I don't think.
And the last Cardinal MVP, Pujols, because Goldschmidt could be seeing maybe an MVP as well. So you
Oh,
don't
he
get the
sure
no-hitter,
could,
but he
yeah.
is on an absolute heater.
Yeah.
And give Tim credit.
This Tim
When he-
gets credit for
Actually,
Goldschmidt.
agree
When
with
Goldschmidt was hitting about
In the world?
220,
Yeah.
Tim said, if anybody's got Goldschmidt in our league, I'll take him off
I
your
know.
hands.
I did want to trade for him. I don't think that he has historically done this. It's like, when a child is 13 and you go, I have a feeling this child's about to grow, you know what happens biologically. And Paul Goldschmidt, for whatever reason in his career, it is odd, starts slow. And then if people don't know it, and then they go, well, maybe I can get a good player here. So from a trade standpoint, that's where I'm coming from. But as much as I appreciate Pepper and Jeannie's endorsement of my vision, this is what he does. And I never thought he would get to this level because I do think he would have to be. Who would be National League MVP at this moment?
Oh, it's Goldschmidt.
Him.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Leading the league in hitting.
I don't know. I don't know who even is in the.
I got odds here. Mookie Betts is plus 290. Machado's plus 400 and Goldschmidt's plus 400.
Okay, Betts would make sense. Well,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just ridiculous, and I know it's. I'm sure some people don't like it. It's just a real thing. It's like the college football analogy I keep making. Like UCF, for example. Well, what's the argument against UCF? They don't play anybody. Let's see UCF finally play somebody. The Cardinals and Goldschmidt, and it doesn't take away from what he's doing, but it does put in context. He's got. I think they have like 40 more games against the Cubs, Pirates, and Reds. That's about a third of their schedule is against teams that are just in disarray, and they're even going to be worse here in 40 days when they trade the handful of players that other organizations want. It is very beneficial to the Cardinals' record. And it's very beneficial to the Cardinal players. Hey, listen, they're major league players, but it is not the caliber of take your pick of whatever other division you'd want to cite as being higher end. I think every other division is clearly higher end. And so you're going to get an opportunity there. And he is capitalizing on the opportunity, and he's hitting the ball super hard in addition to raking even when the balls drop in or go over the wall. And that is also, as weird as it is, because he's only 34, that's not particularly common anymore at 34 for a guy to be surging like this. It's usually a little younger. So that's encouraging because you get to a point where you go, okay, well, he might be on the back end of it. And hell, he's never played better in his career than what he's been doing here the last 40 days or so.
His OPS is over 1,000. He's hitting 350. This dude's a machine.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize his stats until I actually saw them, and those are eye-popping.
I still wouldn't sleep on these other teams in the division. Not when the Pirates have lost 9 in a row, the Cubs have lost 8 in a row, and the Brewers have lost 9 out of 10.
It's so bad, but I mean, it's great for us.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's from a Cardinal standpoint, they're going to pile up wins, but it really is bad for the game. It is so bad for the game, and it's not limited to the National League Central. You know, I'm not just saying it's everybody else in baseball is great. I mean, you got the Orioles. They're, for a decade have been dog crap. The Royals have 20 wins. They have 41 losses. And then you also have the Tigers in that division at 24 and 37. You knew the A's would be a bucket of crap. They're 21 and 42. And Natitude has just shut her down. They're 23 and 41. But the Central has, 3 of those teams all in one division, and the Cardinals get to play them a total of 57 times. So it is advantageous. Whereas, take your pick, I don't know what I guess people would say the AL East is the best division. I would imagine that's what people would say. Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, and now the Red Sox are surging. The Cardinals will get to see that here in a couple days. Are all over 500. And at the very least, one of them's not going to make the playoffs. And I would say all 4 of those teams would be world championship contenders. Red Sox are now 4 over 500, and they started the season. I think they were at a point where they were 9 under 500. So that team, that'll be a good test this weekend. That'll be fun, man. Cardinals at Fenway. How do you do?
Well,
Somebody asked yesterday if the Cardinals had played there since 2013 when they lost in the World Series. I just imagine they have, but I don't specifically recall it. Did you look that up, Jackson?
Yeah, I asked it, and I think they played the next year.
Oh, in 14 they were back there?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to that World Series, Doug?
Yeah, I was standing outside.
I remember we were there for 04.
Yeah.
That one didn't even exist, did it?
It was very brief.
Yeah.
Very brief.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I interviewed Drew Barrymore.
04 was Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon on the field making out as the Red Sox.
Right, I didn't care for that.
I don't know too many people did.
No. Makes sense as a movie, though. It's a good plot
I'm surprised the Cardinals would allow it. I'm surprised there's.
I don't believe that it was necessarily approved in advance.
Well, they still would have had to get on the field somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow they're celebrities, Doug. That's how.
So they come up through the Boston dugout?
Do whatever they want.
No, celebrities can't do whatever they want.
Well, and you had to get your camera crew out there and director and all those people out there.
I don't think there was a director out there. I think they just said, this is what you're going to do. Let's try to pull this off. They did not have an entire crew out there.
Skeleton crew.
Yeah, I got a couple of minutes with it.
Nice.
What was the Cardinals have been good for many years. When was the last time they were 10 games over 500, though?
Probably 2019.
Really? I don't remember them.
I mean, I'd be shocked if I was off on that, but I'll take a look.
The Cardinals have got it figured out. They have got it figured out. They've got all kinds of young players coming up that look terrific. They've got a couple superstars. They need to make a trade. They're a pitcher short. They might be a catcher short. I get nothing from the catching position right now.
Yeah, man, that is a situation.
Yeah. Other than that, they're pretty good all over the field.
They were 20 over 500 at the end of 19, by the way.
Were they?
Yeah.
I think they'll be reluctant to make a big trade, and maybe they don't need a big trade. But even with Flaherty coming back, you're not quite sure what you're getting there. But
you'll have 40 days to see what you have with your rotation.
Well, true.
And then there really isn't anything that you can say at the moment outside of starter that you go, okay, they got to do this.
Oh, starter for sure.
So, and they're not going to do anything with catcher. So, at least I wouldn't anticipate it. I'm not talking about like a Molina replacement, but somebody that would be comparable, and then Kisner's not the guy. But specifically when and where it arrives at mid-July, I don't know how you can't be in the division race. And at the very least, they're going to be in the wild card race with more teams getting in. And you have Adam Wainwright's last year, Yadier Molina's last year, well, potentially Wainwright's last year, Pujols last year. and a team that's in the mix, this is the time, really for the first time since 2009, I would say, that it would be unforgivable if they are not aggressive at the trade deadline as a buyer. 2009 is the last time, from my standpoint, that they were aggressive at the trade deadline. They acquired Mark DeRosa a few weeks before the deadline, and then Matt Holliday. Otherwise, there have been trades with what were the Cleveland Indians, or for guys who would be in tree stands 3 months later, retired last year, that was somehow revised as to being a significant move, when in reality it was just done to eat innings, because it's not like you can project an 18-game winning streak. So with this time, this would be the time to do it. The question would be, who would be the pitcher that they would get, if indeed it is a starter that they need. I mean, what if somebody gets hurt in between now as a position player, and you go, God, now we got to go that direction. But at this moment, it would be obvious that it's a starter.
There's a possibility Liberatore continues to
That was
improve.
encouraging. I know it's the Pirates, but that was
yesterday.
encouraging.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff. I think you just sometimes need to take your hits, and he's got the stuff to improve, and he showed it yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really, really an impressive start.
That's encouraging.
Did you see the base running play that Dylan Carlson made?
That Gorman made, or Carlson?
Wasn't it Carlson?
Overrunning second?
Yes.
That was Gorman.
That was Gorman.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
How about
I did
that?
see that?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Dan McLaughlin was loving it, because he's like, the Cardinals actually practiced this play.
Yeah, hard to believe you would practice
Yeah,
that.
it was so good. They almost got a second run out of it.
He almost might have been safe had he slid. It was a split-second decision, but yeah, it helped him score a run for sure.
Warson Woods Wacko is not happy. Is he on your Mount Rushmore, Jackson? I feel like you might be coming over to his side.
I like him more than Licks recently.
Mr. Licks, you're down on. Warson Woods Wacko, you're higher on. Hey, you rotting burlap sack. Nobody cares about your quote-unquote interview with Drew Barrymore. Get back to lung darts and cleaning toilets at Busch Stadium with Mr. Licks. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Well, I did spend exactly 3 seconds mentioning that, so I'm sorry that took up a lot of your time.
Did you talk with her that night?
Yeah, on the field.
Before the game?
No, after the celebration, after they got done.
What'd you ask her?
I just asked her what she was doing here.
Was it a long interview, or just that one question?
5 minutes.
All right.
And I asked her about her Red Sox winning and blah, blah, blah.
Jackson Wellington's calling, and he said nobody answered.
Oh, my bad.
Doug, our phone situation is... but Wellington's calling in from the U.S. Open, so we're going to talk it over with him.
All right.
Nagel teeing off like about exactly 24 hours, 7:50 tomorrow. So Wellington...
He's on hold.
Okay, we'll talk it over with him momentarily. Stratum Structural Systems, with the heat like it is in the St. Louis area, and it is unrelenting. Let me check my forecast. Again, I know you have your numbers, and I think your numbers might be a little different.
It's a hot one.
High of 99 today, 97, 94 Friday, 90 Saturday. Oh, 90, that's, we'll take that. Yeah, I mean, highs are in the 90s all the way through next Friday, with no rain in the forecast. Sweet mother of mercy, or in the hundreds.
Good golf weather.
Ball will be flying. This is a time that foundation can really run into some problems, and if you do deal with that, and I bet a lot of people don't know that, this is where you need Matt Ford and Brett Groman. Stratum Structural Systems, waterproofing and foundation repair. Think local, think Stratum, stratumrepair.com, and when you call 314-620-8153, you let them know you are a TMA listener, and you get $100 off your repair project. They are local. They are in Chesterfield, Missouri. They are in Columbia, Illinois, and they have hundreds of reviews with a 5-star rating on Google, Home Advisor, Angie's List, Facebook, and the Better Business Bureau. I have worked with them, and I know a lot of our listeners have as well. I rave about them. They're the best. It's Stratum Structural Systems online at stratumrepair.com. And I would also like to tell the people about Family Golf. I know Wellington's a Family Golf guy. He's getting work in there. Iggy, did you go get work in?
No, I will today.
You're going to go get work in?
I have to. I haven't played since last Wednesday, and I don't want to go into a match without having hit a ball for a week. So, yeah, I'm going to go out there today right after the show after I pick up my fish, because I don't want to get out there when it's 100. So, I'll probably be out there by 11:30.
What are you going to work on? I know Doug wanted to know what you're going to work on.
I'm going to work on my short game, and then I'm going to go hit my driver, make sure it's I still have...
That cut, that pat.
I'm interested in the fish.
Today you're going to have black and mahi-mahi tomorrow.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, how do you do?
The fishing, the cooking show is today.
Tonight, yeah.
I thought you were getting rid of that.
No, I mean, all I do is I don't talk anymore. I mean, if I look and I have 3 people, I just it really is no sweat off my ass just to put my camera.
Do you
on a
know the
tripod
3
and cook.
people who watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last week somebody said there were 26.
I watched a little last week.
Doug, what do you think?
I thought it was Trish Brown was in there.
26.
Well, Trish watched it, but she told me about it later, so I joined in also.
8 times as many viewers.
Yeah, things are happening.
What I said, it's like Charlie
You're gonna get a
Chaplin.
renewal.
I said it's like Charlie Chaplin. If I don't get more than 10 people, you're not going to hear me talk.
You could literally set up in the kitchen here at Hubbard, and 8 people would wander in and out and see you cooking. You'd have probably a higher number of people watch you here than online.
But I don't care. I just put it on a tripod, put it in the corner, and I cook. If you want to watch. If you don't, it took me 2 seconds to put my phone up there. I don't care. I've already told Tommy that I want to one day this summer put a grill outside and a little table, and I'll cook lunch for the staff. I'll do some burgers, some steaks. I'll make a Caesar salad. Just come on out, and I'll cook for the staff.
Doug, what a wonderful treat it'll be.
Well, where would you do that? Like right in front of a restaurant?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we can do it in the kitchen. Just give me a hot plate.
Hot plate.
Hot plate. You can cook with a hot plate? Make burgers.
It's Family Golf and Learning Center, a premier golfing facility for all abilities, ages. And here's the deal. Mention TMA and you get 50% off a swing analysis at Family Golf. The new short game area is open, and it is choice. It is choice. And if you prefer hitting off of turf, the grass they have there is outstanding as well. Doug, I call it a compression festival.
Is that what it is?
It's a compression festival. It's familygolfonline.com. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from the U.S. Open, where he will be on the bag of St. Louis, and Chris Nagel, who you can follow at Nagel Tracker, Naegel Tracker on the Twitter tweets. There will be somebody out there following every single move starting tomorrow when they tee off for the first round of the U.S. Open. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll be sporting a TMA cap in Boston. It's Michael Wellington, chairman of Birdies for Bipolar. And Michael, before we get going, the listeners of this show raised $5,400 for that Arlington Greens Veterans Golf Simulator. How do you do? How do you do?
Man, I can't thank you guys enough for helping with that cause. That's incredible. Says a lot about the TMA family, the TMA listenership. But the most important question is, Iggy, how are the 3-footers right now?
Yeah, that's going to be big this weekend off of Berry Road.
Well, I would think that most of the groups are playing would give it to me.
I think you've publicized the issue so much that I think a playing partner might say, let's see him finish that one off.
Yeah, I'll take a little while to get the change out of my pocket, but no, I mean, I'd work with Skip again on Sunday and just worked on bringing it back and going through. And, I kind of got the figure 8 out of my backswing where I'm kind of looping around and pushing things. So I'm going to straight in and a little more oomph. None of this kind of like dying it into the whole thing. So.
Yeah, we're attacking this golf hole.
So, yeah.
You got to be bold. Might as well be bold, especially – I'm sure with the hot temperatures back in St. Louis, I'm sure the greens will not be that fast.
That's right. They might not be able to cut them down. That's an accurate statement. That was actually sent in an email that they may not be able to cut them down because of the temperature. So, Iggy, might have to be a little more firm.
I'm going to need those emails to prepare.
I'll forward them to you. You'll be fascinated by them. Michael, before we get to the golf, you sent me some wonderful images last night of some of the Friends of the Feather on Hinge. My God, I didn't really know Boston had this going on. I guess it makes sense. Doug, follow the money, and there's some money there.
Well, it's an enormous city. You got to figure there's going to be a few out there that are.
I mean, but this is strong to quite strong. How are things going?
I would echo your thoughts on the refreshing part of the Hinge situation here in Boston. Certainly, I've never been here. Interesting place. Hinge is definitely warm. Lots of just gorgeous vixens, really, to look at on the Hinge. And then, hopefully we'll have we might have some meetings or some encounters. Maybe spread some tickets out, see if we can bolster the gallery a bit. But very, very nice surprise in the Hinge department. I guess I didn't really expect it to be any good, but really has been outstanding.
That's how you get them? You offer them tickets to the U.S. Open?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that's an option that I can exercise, Doug. I mean, they give you a couple tickets as a caddy for each round, so I could certainly dangle those carrots. Do you think I should?
Sure, why not?
Absolutely. Let's go banging in Little Rock.
He's not in Little Rock.
Stephen Wildwood is texting in, and he would like some updated pictures. How would you like me to handle this?
Feel free to pass anything along unless he needs fresh from today, which I did open up the hinge this morning, and there was just more greatness, to be quite honest.
God, Doug, this Boston thing. Maybe we should go up there and cover the Cardinals, and the ladies will love our style.
What in the world?
Married, 45, under 5'10", father of 2, just looking.
U.S. Open tickets for you.
That's an early swipe time.
Yeah, the ladies get up and they're randy for caddies, Michael. I think that's what the situation is up there.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's certainly entertaining and nice surprise to see the quality of the women here. But I will say the roads here are kind of weird, man. I mean,
it is. It's a whole thing driving around Boston, isn't it? What a deal that is.
It's like it literally is like in the movie The Town. Like there's cars up against each curb, and there's no straight roads. They're all windy and curvy. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the one driving, or I haven't been the one driving, because it's dicey up here.
Now, these women online, do you tell them that you're just there for a couple days, or do you tell them you moved to Boston? You're going to be there a while? Or...
No. I'm totally honest from the get-go. I say, hey, I'm here for the U.S. Open. I'm here caddying in the tournament. Because I feel like in my experience with the Hinge in the past, if you aren't honest with them right away, you have a tendency to they can slip through your fingers. So I just tell them what the story is, and then some of them will grasp it and be like, "Oh, that might be cool, maybe to go out to the tournament or go out to see what's going on at Brookline." But yeah, don't lie. Don't try to pull any shenanigans. Just gotta tell them what the deal is.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
Well, you've got it figured out.
He does have it figured out. He's caddying the U.S. Open with beautiful ladies.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've tried that before, and it just doesn't work.
Nice.
Oh.
So now, Doug, we know the method.
Okay.
So when we go up there this weekend and we're just scoring left and right,
sure,
we understand how it works. Yeah. Michael, you guys played with Keegan Bradley yesterday. He won the PGA Championship, what year, Iggy? 2011, 12?
Somewhere around there.
And is a well-known tour player. Throughout the first pitch last night at the Red Sox game, I saw.
He's a New England boy.
A lot of tour players were at that game.
Nephew of Pat Bradley, I believe.
There you go. And also, Bo Hogue, right?
Yeah.
And
so we played the front nine with. Yesterday we played the back nine first, and we played with Keegan Bradley, Andrew Putnam, and Cameron Tringali. And, they were all cool. Keegan didn't say much to us, to be honest with you. Keegan was getting a lot of crowd support. He's from this area. He's a big Boston sports fan. A lot of crowd interaction with him, people screaming at him, wanting his autographs. And so we talked a lot more with Andrew Putnam and Tringali. Tringali, one of his sponsors is a company out of California, and the guy who owns that company married a girl from St. Louis who, ironically, grew up across the street from me, and so we kind of had some connection there. And then so we played the back nine with those guys. Very standard practice round, just everybody hitting, multiple shots and checking out the greens. And then we played the front nine with Bo Hogue, who's a PGA Tour player, went to Ohio State. But the coolest thing about that nine with Bo, we had Jim McLean, who's a renowned swing instructor, who's Bo's teacher. He walked with us for that nine, and then we had Peter Jacobson, who's on the coverage for NBC. He walked with us from, I think, the fifth green all the way through the ninth green, and he just couldn't have been nicer.
One of the great personalities in the game, right?
I mean, that guy, just like Faraday, like what you hear on the television is just how they are. He was telling us some stories about Arnold Palmer. He was telling us about his favorite U.S. Open venues. Dan Hicks was there for a couple holes. Dan Hicks was kind of dressed incognito. He had the hat and the glasses going. We didn't really know who he was until Jacobson introduced us. But, all great people. Jim McLean couldn't have been nicer, very engaged about, where Chris has played, like Chris's swing. Talked a lot about, the golf course. And this golf course is really something. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that the fairways here are probably just as fast as the greens at Westboro. I'm not joking at all.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we were texting last night outside of the shots of the Hinge girls, which I just sent to you boys, by the way, and Stephen Wildwood I just sent you.
Strong.
Yeah, I had a feeling everybody would enjoy it. Iggy, I'm surprised you're not. What are you looking at?
I've just got the tee times up because I was going to ask. Eventually, I was going to ask him about his pairing.
Got it. Yeah, I was curious about that too. That Riggs, friend of the show now, posted that question on Twitter of if you were to start with a minus 50 score, could you win the U.S. Open? And I'm a big fan of Riggs. We've texted since he was on the show. I think that question is, respectfully to him, ludicrous. I think the number you probably actually have to start with, if you're just asking Twitter in general, so you don't know what you're talking to, I actually think the number would be minus 150. 150, not 50, minus 50 isn't going to get it done for damn near anybody. As asinine as it's, but I'm just playing out the math. I think I shoot 110, and Michael, you've played with me. You might say it would be higher than that. So I'd be 40 over par. So now I'm minus 10 going into the second round, which means I will then be most likely 30 or so over par after the second round. You know, and that's as a 5 handicap. So the average person is going to probably shoot, I don't even know. I mean, like somebody who's like a 15, 20, 25 handicap's going to, playing by the rules, are probably going to shoot over 150, I would think.
Oh, anybody like that with that kind of handicap would get bludgeoned. I mean, I know Riggs is an Ivy Leaguer. He's a smart guy, but like this challenge is unlike any challenge I've ever seen. I think it's going to be more difficult at Shinnecock.
Wow.
At Shinnecock, we definitely had more wind, and I don't know if the wind's going to pick up here because we did have some wind on our second day here. But
I think tomorrow afternoon they say it may be 15 miles an hour.
Okay, not too bad.
So you'll miss that.
The challenge here is that you have to get it in the fairway. If you don't get it in the fairway in most spots, it's going to be hard to get the ball all the way to the green. And then the biggest challenge this week, and I think you'll see it, will be around the greens, in the rough around the greens. Because, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many guys I've watched try to play shots from around the green in the rough that the ball will either go just a couple feet coming out of there and stay in the rough, or they'll hit it across the green. And then the second biggest challenge is going to be the greens themselves, because they are severely tilted. You're kind of playing defense with the putter most of the time. And one of the things we've noticed about these greens, the fact that the greens are so old, the facility is so old, there is a good amount of poana in these greens. And so, there'll be putts that we've hit, multiple times during practice that, the first time we hit the putt, it'll go right to left. And then the second time you hit the putt, it'll go left to right because it hits the poana. And so I think all the players are going to have to deal with this. So it's just really going to be a difficult a task to handle. And then you have, there's a lot of blind shots. There's a handful of blind tee shots. And then there's also a handful of blind second shots, and even sometimes when you're in a greenside bunker, those bunker shots can be blind.
Wow.
I think the only course in St. Louis that has a little bit of similarity to the Country Club would be Glen Echo. Old school, few blind shots off the tee, some shots that you have to really have a good imagination because you can't really see, what's in front of you. You have to just have a good visual of what you want to try to execute. But, I mean, this challenge is going to be hard. I mean, I would look for guys that are going to hit it in the fairway and guys that are going to putt it well. And then, like I said, I think the biggest challenge is going to be around the greens because the ball is going to sit down in the rough, and you could either get a ball that comes out real slow and doesn't go very far, or you could get like a little mini flyer out of the rough around the green, and then you'll see a lot of guys hitting it across the green.
Is this a course that it's kind of sneaky? I mean, it's playing less than 7,100, but if you consider, I think there's a par 3 that's 130 and a par 4 that's like 330. So it's probably playing more like 7,300. But does it favor a bomber that maybe is a little off, but you'll have a wedge in the rough instead of trying to lay it up and you got maybe a 6-7 iron out of the rough?
I don't think so. I think this golf course takes away the advantage of the lengths because, like you said, Iggy, on those holes that are the short par 4s, there's a handful of them. There's one that's 310, right? But I think you'll see a lot of guys playing iron off that hole because if you try to drive that green, this is the 5th hole, I believe. We hit driver on the first practice day on Sunday, and there's just nowhere to miss it. And if you miss it in the rough around that green, the green is so unreceptive that you can't stop the ball with a little 20, 30-yard pitch because the greens are firm and they have so much slope in them. So I think somebody told us that in the 99 Ryder Cup, the Europeans laid up on number 5 every day, and they kind of they won that hole more often than the Americans did and it made a lot of sense to me after seeing the hole because we'd lay it up to 120 or 110 yards, and then you can control spin, and you're really just trying to hit it to the middle of the green on a hole like on that particular hole. And there's a couple other holes where we'll lay back as well. Number 9 is a hole where we'll lay back. He'll hit like a 4 or 5 iron off that tee because there's an elephant that they buried in the middle of the fairway that kind of feeds all these golf balls down into the water. The 7th hole is another hole where we'll lay back because the fairway tilts and the fairway narrows as you go further up the hole. So I feel like length is kind of taken a little bit out of the Bombers' hands because it just doesn't benefit you to hit driver on some of these short holes. And then, of course, you do have, your handful of, 500-yard par 4s, which that's obviously an advantage for the Bombers. But, if you hit it in the rough, good luck.
What is Chris's mindset? He is 24 hours away from teeing it up in his second U.S. Open.
I mean, the guy is like the Fonz. He just doesn't get excited. He doesn't get angry. I think he's really enjoying having the family here, having all of his 3 little boys here. We hung out at the house last night with all the boys, his 3 little boys. He's got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And, it tells me a lot about, not that I didn't know this already, but I think, his family and the experience, I think, is more important. Of course, he wants to play well, but I think just to be able to bring the family up here and give these guys this experience, give his little boys the experience, I think that's something that he's excited to do. And I think, it's just another golf tournament, really. I mean, I know it's the U.S. Open, and obviously you want to play well, but we're doing all the things we would do in a Corn Ferry event before the tournament. We're doing all the things we would do at, maybe to prepare for the Metropolitan Open. I mean, it's still golf. You still got to do the same things and get the right amount of sleep and eat the right things, and then we'll be ready to go tomorrow. I'm certainly looking forward to it. I'm ready for the competition aspect of it.
What do you know about your playing companions, Beckler and Gannon?
Doug Beckler and Gannon.
Good question,
Gannon,
Iggy.
I don't know anything about either one of them except for Gannon. I was told played at Southern Illinois. So
yeah, I saw that. I was wondering if people around the area knew him. I saw he played at Southern Illinois too, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, Chris said he's been paired with him before at some other events. I mean, I met him yesterday. He's a big kid. But I mean, does it matter who you're playing with? I mean, everybody at this level can play, so I don't think it makes much of a difference. I think the fact that Chris knows him a little bit and they've played together before, I think that helps, during a round. But I don't think the pairing means too much.
All right. I don't know. If he knew him well, maybe played Corn Ferry events or whatever, Monday qualified, so you have that camaraderie. You're going down the fairway, you're talking a little bit, or there's no talking.
For sure, there'll be some chatting between those two about that kind of thing. And then, I think there's a kid at Meadowbrook who played at Southern Illinois who they both know. They're both friendly with. I forget who that kid's name, but so there's a little bit of synergy there. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know how the pace of play will be. It'll probably be kind of slow, but there'll be plenty to talk about if we have a stoppage on a tee box or something like that.
Well, he's plus 100,000 to win the golf tournament. Doug, I threw 50 on that yesterday, so that will pay 50,000. So when you guys shock the world and become a 30 for 30 on Sunday at around 6 p.m. Central, just let me know where the pony is, and I will be flying in Logan, Doug, and I guess we'll have an orgy. It'll be fun.
Oh, if you get on Hinge real quick, like?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I got to think that we get the trophy in our hands come Sunday afternoon, that the Hinge situation will be magnified a bit.
Oh, you'd stay over a couple extra days?
I would think so. Yeah, that probably would happen, I would imagine.
Let me ask you, and I only have experience on the LPGA Tour.
Doug, this is caddy to caddy talking now. This is caddy to caddy.
And granted, this is a U.S.
This is inside baseball. One guy's at the U.S. Open.
This is
one guy is caddying for me in the Fan Page Club Championship.
This is a USGA event, so it's not even a PGA Tour event. But caddies weren't allowed into the LPGA dining room where they're having steak and lobster. What about the USGA? Are they allowing the caddies in there to get that great food?
Well, that's actually a pretty reasonable question.
Nice job.
At Shinnecock, no. At the Country Club of Brookline, yes. So there's a building that they're using here for player and caddy dining. Also, they have they have a treatment area there if you want to get your back worked on or if you want to get your body worked on, stretched out, massage kind of stuff. They've got a workout area if you want to do that. So, they definitely try to take care of the players, but this time a little bit better taking care of the caddies as far as certainly on the Corn Ferry Tour, you're not allowed anywhere near player dining. I remember in Kansas City, they just have a tent up, outside, and it's 110 degrees. So, but here, they definitely take care of you, and they give you tickets, and they give you a bunch of cool stuff like a Peter Millar bag and shirts and hats. And so the USGA does it right. I'll give them credit where credit is due.
Hey, two quick ones, and then we'll let you get out of there. I know you guys are playing it.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
What do you in 2018? You shipped the winning score that it would take to win at Belle Reve. I think you actually hit it on the number.
It was 16. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And Koepka went 16 under. You are on this course, and you see what the players will be dealing with, plus you're a great player yourself. So what do you think the winning number will be?
Well, again, a little bit of it has to do with the wind, right?
The hawk.
Is it going to be it looks like the weather supposedly is going to be pretty decent, right? So I feel like the cut is going to be, I'm going to say 6 over, maybe 7 over, and I think the winning score is going to be around 2 under or even, or right in there.
All right, look at that.
Now I will say, like I mentioned a little bit ago in this call, I think Shinnecock was playing harder because the wind was wild. If it gets windy here, those numbers are going to go up. But I think if it stays reasonable, 10 to 15, you're going to see something in that area. I think that the course is a little shorter, but the misses in the rough here around the green are so damaging that I think that's going to be where the scoring, the poor scoring happens. But I'd be curious. I was thinking the other day, what's the low score of the tournament going to be, the low round? And I don't know if I'd be shocked if anybody shot lower than 66 or 67.
For the record, for people who aren't aware, and I would imagine most aren't, it's a par 70 to give it some context. And then secondarily, and I don't know if I'm off the mark on this, I feel like the galleries at the U.S. Open, in part because of COVID, and then also just in part because of where the events have been recently, overall, I'm not talking about each one. I mean, you had Torrey last year, but I get the sense, especially with Boston sports fans, that this is going to be bat crap up there. Are you sensing that when you're walking in these practice rounds?
Your sense is right on, because
nice sense, Tim.
I remember on Monday, I looked around and I looked at Chris and I said, look at all these people, and it's Monday. The other thing about the country club and the way that it's laid out, Shinnecock, really big space, wide, vast, a lot of area for the patrons. But at this venue, I mean, they are all on top of each other. There's going to be major congestion. I mean, there was major congestion on Monday. I'm very curious to see how it is today. It's just going to be wild. I mean, as far as the amount of people, that were following Mickelson and Rahm yesterday was pretty wild. So I think there's just less room in between the holes here, and there's less room just around the golf course. It's just very compact, if you will. So I think it's going to be loud, and the fans are going to bark at you. I think the thing I noticed in New York at Shinnecock was the fans are not very bright. I mean, the way they talk and the things they throw at you, they aren't very clever or savvy. Like, I had a Cardinals hat on, at that one, and they were saying things that were just, they weren't very fun. Have some fun with it, be clever, but they weren't. Now, these fans, I've already heard some interesting things from them that were clever. So I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, whether you're playing or whether you're a spectator.
How's the walk for a caddy? I know you're carrying a pod bag, but how's the walk for the caddies?
Well, we switched to the big bag.
Oh, did you?
Well, we kind of had to. There were sponsorship situations involved, which is fine. It's not a bad bag at all. But there's a few walks up a couple hills that are challenging, but overall not bad. I mean, certainly not as bad a walk as Shinnecock. So it's not a terrible walk at all. And then the other thing about this venue is because it's so old school, all of the tee boxes for the next hole are like right there on the green. I mean, to be honest, there will be a lot of waiting for players on tee boxes to look over to the green that they just played to wait for players to play or putt or chip or putt, and then so they can hit their tee shots because everything is just right on top of each other.
There it is. There's the knowledge. Michael Wellington from the U.S. Open, St. Louis, if you're looking for somebody to pull for. St. Louis and Chris Nagel and Michael Wellington, a friend of the show, longtime friend of the show, and the chairman of Birdies for Bipolar, is the person and the people to be pulling for this weekend, teeing off in 24 hours. Michael, best of luck tomorrow, sir. Everybody's pulling for you guys.
Timmy, thank you. Let me say thanks to the TMA family again for all your help with the Veteran Simulator project, and certainly I know Bertarelli Cutlery is involved. Some of you may have seen the thing I put out on Twitter last night. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. And I will say, get to Family Golf and check out that brand new short game area because it is top shelf. And I was there. I ran into a gentleman named Chris Raby the last time I was there last Tuesday.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can.
Oh, no.
and he was working on his short game. So that area is awesome if you get over to Family Golf.
It is. Boy, that short game area is the bee's knees. Michael, enjoy it. Looking forward to it tomorrow, man. Appreciate it.
See you, boys.
There he is, Michael Wellington.
Thank you,
with us
Willie.
here live from the U.S. Open where he is caddying for St. Louis and Chris Nagel.
And hitting the hinge scene rather hard.
Did you see the pictures?
Yeah, one of them says, "Doctor by day, jester by night."
Oh, Bill.
The second one really got me.
Bill.
That's a rack. That's a rack bigger than some of the bucks you see out there in Central Illinois. That is a nice job for her.
Oh, yeah. What's her name? Eduardo?
Eduardo.
Well, that's a dude.
Doug, her name is
That's
Eduardo.
a man, baby.
She just joined, too.
Oh.
Alicia in the bathroom, and then there's Stacy, who's with 5 of the girls. You don't know who it is.
Doug, Alicia in the bathroom.
It's the one you don't want to date. Typically, when there's a group pick.
Yeah, when there's a group pick, you just kind of swipe.
Are you surprised that women that appear to be classy and professional are okay with a guy who's just there for the weekend?
Well, they're just looking to hook up, too, probably.
Nice.
Isn't that what Hinge is, just hooking up?
I don't know.
No, it's
Not like Christian Mingles.
I think Hinge is the app that you want to delete because you actually find a love connection.
So much
That's
for
the
that,
saying.
To delete.
Well, that's what they want you to do.
I don't know what the exact saying is. Jackson maybe can help me out, but it's an app that we want you to delete.
Well, all these apps, they can either be for hookups or long term. You just got to kind of specify what you're looking for. There's no certain app for all just hookups. I don't think they can really market an app for just hookups.
And which app were you using?
Grindr.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have 3: Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge.
And you having good luck on any of those?
Yeah, do all right.
Now, when you get, let's say you're in the firing session, you're opening up all 3 apps, or do you do one app a day?
Tinder sucks.
Yeah, I see that, but I didn't know if that was if you went in and do it hardcore, are you opening multiple apps and doing that multiple swipe?
Most girls have all 3 as well, so there's really no point.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you see the same people on all the apps.
I've matched with girls on all 3 at one point.
That's hilarious.
That's a sign.
And yet you still don't meet them. You still don't meet up with them.
Usually because they live in somewhere far away.
Geographically undesirable.
Anywhere beyond Farmington, Missouri, for me was that is a.
Oh, that's a long way.
That's a haul, Jack.
I'm not going to Farmington for no ass.
I said if anywhere beyond Farmington or beyond, it would be just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because you can set your mileage,
Right.
You can be a team player. That's what we like to call people that.
Wouldn't you just want to keep it within the St. Louis area?
Yeah, that's what mine is.
Well, yeah,
but sometimes the algorithm messes up, and I get a girl who's from super far away. It's
Paducah.
Oh,
not Paducah.
I just type in a mile. That way they're probably in that corridor of the apartment complexes. So
It's all about how well you look.
How does that work when you type in a mile? Isn't that kind of
really limits
restricting?
Your pool. There.
Yeah, there's not many coming up.
And do you tell them I typed in a mile because I don't have a car?
No, I just don't
walk.
want to. I don't want to travel. So, if you're living in my complex, maybe.
Here's my apartment number. It's on
maybe. I like it.
laying on the
Maybe.
bed.
I'll consider it.
Is Jackson working on a mystery novel back there? There surely can't be that much typing required during this segment.
Oh, yeah.
Click, clack, bitches. Doug, that's from the 573.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
I mean, I have to type to work, so
Show notes.
I can't I don't have that set up where my thoughts go into my computer screen.
Doug, an inner monologue.
Right, I have to type for work.
It's unusual that you can't just turn the mic off.
Yeah, Doug. Isn't that unusual?
Well, I'm sorry I brought
think
it
it's
up now.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
It's similar to the breathing where people will just poke that, thing.
Poke the bear.
It's just, it is what it is. You do you, Jackson. The show notes are great.
Has the breathing been bad today?
No, I mean, I never, I'm the wrong person to ask me.
No,
I just never even hear it.
No. I don't either.
I think the less you care about the breathing, the less you hear it.
I suppose that's true.
Why the hell isn't there a best of emails of the day? Who fixes this? What does that mean?
Well, to fix something, there has to be a problem, and I don't see a problem.
But I don't get it. I don't follow the question.
Oh,
What they want Jackson to sit down and just take all the good emails from over the years and jam them into one best of.
Yeah, it's just,
Well,
ta-da!
don't worry about what we do.
Magic pixie dust over my computer. There you go. Everything's edited. I went through 10, 15 years of emails of the day.
Yeah.
Got all the best ones.
Well, I didn't know if that's what the question was. Like they were the best
I'm
of
sure
with just
that's it,
emails of the day. By the way, Friday's show is a best of.
Right.
For the record.
Yeah.
And the reason is Iggy and I will be competing, Doug, at the highest level. At the highest level. I mean, you can take the U.S. Open, but this is the highest level.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
Thank you. And so Jennings was not available. We want to have Jennings on, but not available. And then even upon further review, I asked Jackson, I said, what do you want to do? Tommy asked, what do you want to do? And Jackson thought, probably best thing to do is go best of. So best of on Friday. There you go. Iggy, you're proud of Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I done.
I just don't know that this is golf at the highest
No,
level.
when you take a day, when you take a day off, just you take a day off. I say let's do a best of.
I mean, it's a member guest country club thing. Iggy's going to be more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory. I just don't know that it's going to. Don't know that.
I like that one a lot.
Maybe your Zamboni guy will use that. Here's a long West. He's more nervous than a cat in a rocking chair factory.
Long-tailed.
We're gonna play. We'll play 45 holes, and I will set an over/under of 3.5 missed putts from 4 feet and in for the audience to bet, and I will track it.
Over.
Oh no, Plowhawk.
Pepperoncini.
Well, I think the greens are going to be tough at Westboro. I think they're going to be playing Sunday pin placements.
Well, even if greens are tough, I mean, it's a 3-foot putt.
3 is 3 feet. Is 3 feet.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a 3. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought
3
you meant a
putts. No.
Okay, I got you.
3.5 on the over/under, and I'll track it. We'll be on the TMA _STL Instagram. Coverage, intense coverage, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think Iggy is going to go out there, and Doug, he's going to putt firmly.
I think
he'll
three-putt virtually every green. That's
How many birdies will I make?
Over/under 1.5.
Gross birdies.
1.5. Over/under 1.5.
That'd be nice. That'll be 1.5 eagles.
I'm trying to think of the holes you would get them on. 2 is live.
Yeah, I hate that hole.
Okay, 2 is no longer live.
Yeah.
I mean, I lay up with a 7-iron, and I either hit it over into the tree, I shank it right. I just can't lay up on that hole.
No.
1 would kind of be like the obvious birdie hole, but
Yeah, if I had a good drive in there and I had a good 3-wood,
Doug, let's pull up
good
number
chance.
1.
I always seem to put it right.
2% of the audience who knows we're talking.
Oh,
It's bad, actually. That's probably.
Yeah, I would
you're
take
right.
the under
I'll
on
take
that
the
one.
under than
I
that.
seem to put it right of the bunker.
I can't wait for the coverage when you're like up one against the group that's trying, and you go, "Hey, you want to take my phone? My buddy got that 3
The coverage will be more me and Iggy in our carts talking it over.
Sweating. I'll take the under on the
1.5
on the 3 putts and the under.
There's not a 3-putt prop out there.
The
There's
3-foot putt.
The 3-foot. Oh, look at you.
Under on that and the under on the birdies as well, though.
All right.
I think you're making a lot of pars and a lot of bogeys.
I'll take
bogeys are great.
Yeah.
I will take pars and bogeys all day long.
With the way you're hitting your driver, you're going to avoid a lot of trouble. So I think you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, that's why I'm going out to family golf today. I just want to make sure that I'm still driving the ball well.
Hey guys, what's that shaking noise? Oh, it's Ken nervously shivering because it's been an entire 7 minutes since he last talked about himself. Batten down the hatches and drop your pant, Doug. There's a hijacking coming. That's from Brian Henchman, and he's the show ombudsman.
Ombudsman. Yeah.
Well, you hijack the show every time you email and or text in with your crap.
Have you had enough of him? You fed up at all?
Why don't you go do something with the whatever paper you write for?
Steven Strasburg asked for his credit card info in a spam email message. Let's go fishing with a PH.
See, that takes longer than the home run call.
I love that guy so much.
I love Iggy's reaction. That's what I love. Tim, do you post your scores to your handicap while playing in the member guest? They do it for you, actually. So
they didn't last year.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I didn't get anything.
Is that right? Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. And I disagree with it, but it's not done for score posting. It's done to keep people honest or to try to mitigate the BS because inevitably there's BS when you have a net event where you have handicaps going. Gross, totally different deal. That's why the lowest handicap doesn't win the Fan Page Club Championship. There's pops going on, so it's a totally different type of thing. But yes, they have. And you play golf differently. If I'm giving a guy a stroke and he's on the green, putting from 10 feet for 3-2, and I'm, I got to play it differently than I would in a normal situation. Let's see. I am laughing out loud. If Iggy knows Tim is tracking his missed 3-footers, he's going to be so nervous he'll miss more 3-footers than he'll make. That's from the 618.
Well, I won't even pay attention. I won't even remember that once we start.
How's the heat going to affect you boys?
I love it last year.
I love it.
I like warm weather. We played in
this all day long.
When was it last year? August we play? July, August?
June. It's always June.
Really? Mm-hmm. So it was 100 degrees in June last year too?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're too nervous to remember it, probably.
Well, it was a year ago. It's nothing to do with nerves. It has to do with being old. No, I don't mind. I like the heat, actually.
Chubbs Peterson is back. I don't really know what's the deal with this guy.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't mind if he called in so we could get to know him a little better. 636-9004-TMA. It's the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines. I'm a plus 0.6, and Glen Echo is my home course. What would I shoot at the U.S. Open, Tim? What do you think?
I think it's
and yes, I'm a plus 0.6 now, Plowsy. That's what happens when you practice and play better. And then to play over the weekend and log scores into your Gin app. That's how golf works. What a weird...
Okay.
Why don't you text in your real name so we can look up your Gin?
Yeah, hi, I'm playing Netflix on the weekend.
I know a lot of people who play at... what do you say?
Glen Echo?
Yeah.
We play with Milty there. By the way, you'd shoot 120.
I think he sent us his Gin number.
I think I'd shoot 200.
Scrolling.
I honestly think that's probably what it
From
would be.
the tips,
and then you factor in OB and playing by the actual rules, and you're putting everything out. I mean, it's just going to be. Yeah, I really do think I'd shoot 110.
Yep.
Probably hit some spectators.
Yeah.
I just think like.
And you're playing in front of a huge crowd.
Everything. I feel like, at least I will.
If you're not just the course, but if you're playing like in the U.S. Open. I mean, you're not used to playing in front of 100,000 people cheering and watching you. I mean, you're going to shank a lot of balls. I don't care how good you are.
200 for me is absolutely live. I think 199.5 is my
That's your over-under.
I think it's damn close.
Yeah, a lot of 3-woods.
Oh, yeah. That's basically it. I would take my irons out of the bag.
Driver 3-wood.
Yeah, I was watching the breakdown of the course. They're like, and bunkers are definitely in play here. Unless you're able to hit it 330. Going 330.
Yeah,
and McIlroy hit a drive last week, 375. And I'm going, a man would be 100-plus yards up on me. And that's how many different clubs? I mean, on a 500-yard hole, and let's say I hit it 270. I mean, I'm 230 out, so that's going to be a problem because it's a par 4. So I'm probably hitting hybrid or 3-wood. and he's hitting like wedge. I mean, you know.
Ugh, that's crazy.
And he's sticking it, and I'm off the green, and I'm probably not on after the first chip, and then it rolls all over the damn place, and then I 3 or 4 putt. I mean, that's what's going to happen. What a loser. The only thing this guy is a .6 is in his ween size. A little button ween for a Granite City fat. That's from Danny Tanner.
And you know what's funny is 0.6 of the population has micro ween.
Ah, good point.
Wow.
Is
Really good
0.6,
point.
I want to
so.
talk to Chubbs Peterson.
He may be one of the generational fats.
It ain't Chubbs.
A jelly-blooded American.
Let's see. How about Chubbs goes ahead and gargles the Clorox? No one gives an S about your golf game. Thanks. That's from Mudfingies.
I'm feeling this kind of response.
Why were you pointing out to Plowsy what your jam is? It's not like he was
I appreciate it. I'll never be a plus 0.6.
That's how a handicap works, Plowsy.
Iggy, the Loomster says you did not play with me last year. 2 years ago, Iggy, Tim replaced your nervous ass last year. That's from the Loomster, and Doug, as you know, he's in the Elite 8 of the Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club
Is he
Championship.
That's how we played last year.
No, you guys did because I was working on the show. and you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
were playing.
virtually certain.
Yeah, way to go, Loomster.
Job,
Why don't you pay attention?
Guys, I've never hated a texter as much as I hate Chubbs Peterson because I bet he's actually serious. What a basement-dwelling loser. Thanks. That's from Dogtown.
This
Todd.
Peterson's got to go.
Big fan of Dogtown Todd.
I will say this with regards to Chubbs Peterson. In my experience, the guys who are usually that good don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like people with real money. They don't really talk about it. But the ones who kind of just got it, you know, they'll let you know about it. Or they married into it and then, you know, want to trace weens. Any chance we could get some more pre-round analysis from correspondent Atkins? That scorching take about Mickelson's fan reception being terrible was quite prophetic. The crowd couldn't have shown him more love at Brookline yesterday. That's from little Tommy Tribbins, and he's out there riding around even though it's that hot.
I could have definitely said, I don't remember what was said. Did I say he was going to get booed? I don't know if I did.
I don't remember
and if I
even
did, I
discussing it.
apologize. I don't remember that topic.
I remember saying that I think they're going to show him love.
I saw a video yesterday where
Maybe
they
I
were,
disagreed with you on
they were
that.
cheering him.
Yeah, they were cheering him.
yeah,
I know I asked what I thought, what you guys thought it would be.
And that was, I think I said, I think they're going to show him love. They don't care about where he's playing. They still love him.
Look, my bad. I mean, I just assumed, just with all the turmoil that's happened the last couple of weeks, and I guess the fans don't really look at it as a slap in the face as much as.
It's also his
players.
birthday tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Billy?
Yep.
Was he going to be 52?
52 years young.
I think if you went out on a golf course, paid a ticket, and started booing or heckling the players, they'd probably throw you out also.
No. Not at the U.S.
They
Open.
don't?
Not at the U.S. At the,
They
at
let
the
you sit there and yell at the players?
At the Masters, you'd get tossed. At the U.S. Open, no, it's something that Norman ran into in that 30 for 30 that was on a month or two ago. That he was getting ready to fight the guy. Yeah,
Awesome.
and they will pick their favorites. And in New York, they loved Mickelson at Bethpage. And what's the other? Oh, Shinnecock. But U.S. Open can get banty. No.
No, I don't think it should.
You just have
I
the
don't think
players
it's-
dragging them through the mud. I just assumed the fans would follow suit.
I just don't think it's appropriate for the fans to scream at golfers
think I'm with you.
in a game where you're supposed to be quiet, and I don't think it's right. It's a different thing at the Phoenix Open out there, the 17th hole. That's its own little thing, but for other tournaments, to stand a foot away from a guy and yell at him with him, you know, where he can't turn around and say anything to you, I don't think that's right.
Guys, can Chubbs Peterson just go service himself and do something useful and screw on that wooden hand and get on with it? That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the Dildo Shop.
He has a wooden hand?
Yeah, Chubbs Peterson ran into an alligator. Was it a crocodile?
It was a croc.
Yeah.
Huh.
Guys, anyone see Patty Maroon on the Pat McAfee show yesterday? Absolutely, and we will have that audio for you on the other
Such
side of the break. It was absolutely glorious. In the meantime, though, Doug wants to tell people about Bertarelli Cutlery, our longest-running sponsor.
And apparently they're involved with Chris Nagel in his U.S.
Which is
Open.
awesome.
That's fabulous. Not surprising because they are the longest-running sponsor of this here show. They're on our Mount Rushmore. And now they're on the Golf Mount Rushmore sponsors as well. Bertarelli does it right. Hey, Father's Day just a couple days away now. You know what would make a good gift for Dad? One of those infidel knives by Benchmade. He'd love that. Something different than a tie or a shirt or something. Dad would say, hey, that's really nice. Where'd you get that? You'd say, Chop Chop Cheeky. And he'd immediately know, oh, you got it at Bertarelli Cutlery. Bertarelli has the Chop Chop Cheeky girls now that appear at some of our golf tournaments, which is a nice touch. They will sharpen up your knives real nice like All the restaurants in town, the best ones anyway, send their knives to Bertarelli to get sharpened in the back. Or if you go and you say, I don't want my knives sharpened, they're in good shape there, I'd like to buy new ones. They got you taken care of there, too. They have a fabulous retail area where you can buy knives like the Wusthof Performance line of knives. Boy, you're walking in tall cotton.
They are.
They will sharpen you up. They will do that for you. And let the party begin at Bertarelli Cutlery. You know where they are? 1927 Marconi Avenue, right down there on the hill. Here's the phone number, 314-664-4005. Or visit them online at BertarelliCo.com. Thank you, Marco Bertarelli and the wonderful Bertarelli family, owners of Bertarelli Cutlery for decades now, and our longest-running sponsor.
2007. A new sponsor here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, just getting on board with us in April, and that's Mentality. Check them out at lowtusa.com. What is Mentality? Well, it's FDA-approved testosterone treatment. Board-certified physicians who work with most insurance, and I went out there and I got tested. And I found out I needed to get a vitamin D supplement. So it was good knowledge going out there. Testosterone at this moment, fine. But inevitably, it just starts to decrease. So what happens when you suffer from low testosterone? Low energy, low motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious, moody, irritable, impatient. That's what they can treat for you at lowtusa.com. It's Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Check it out at lowtusa.com. And that's where you'll find the clinic locations in the St. Louis area and their convenient, COVID-friendly options. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's life. It is Mentality. Jackson, can you tell the people about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies?
Yeah, he's the best in the business. Love working with Mark Hanna. You know, the biggest thing about working with someone like Mark Hanna is that he cares for each individual that he's working with. You know, it's not just cookie cutter, like this works for this person. No. He's going to have a conversation with you, a deep conversation with you to learn about what your finances are currently, what your goals are for the future. And then he'll cater and make a plan just for you. And he'll teach you about it. And then you'll have your strategy going forward. And then if you have to make an adjustment, maybe 6 months, a year, however long down the road, Mark Hanna will take care of it. And you can be in any situation. Be like me, just starting to make some money out of college, or you could have a family saving for retirement or saving for college. Anything like that, Mark Hanna can help you out. And he's a great guy on top of all of that. I love talking to Mark Hanna on the phone. He's the best. You hear him every Thursday on the show, and you get it. But anyone who's worked with him will tell you that working with Mark Hanna is an absolute pleasure. So if you don't have anybody, if you're just throwing money into a savings account with no real strategy, give Mark Hanna a call. He'll get you straightened out. If you already have somebody, I suggest making the switch over to Mark Hanna.
Switch!
Because he's the best in the business.
There it is, Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Go online at evergreenstl.com, or you can call 314-889-0305. 0305. Am I right on that, Jackson? I've done it from memory for so long that I've forgotten it while I was doing 3 other things here.
The number again is... Sorry, I gotta go.
We don't know the number.
I know the number. Relax.
Doug, you just got scolded.
Gosh, I wish we knew that number.
Gotta go to
of all the numbers we should know, this is
I've done the spot
numbers.
a million times, and then sometimes my brain just freezes.
Oh, that's
yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us. You can see me at when I did that.
It's 0503.
0503.
There
Yep,
you
we'll
go.
pull it up at the same time.
Yeah, evergreenstl.com. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategy. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's coming your way at about 9:45 on our Captain's Log. So far, we're midway through the month, and nobody has more than one win. JV Golf Coach has a win. Imperial T-Top and Sushi Enthusiast has a win. Kevin Miller has a win. Mr. Licks has a win. Crazy Legs, Timmy Tom Tom, Doug's Microphone Shadow, Brian Henchman, I keep calling Brian Henchman. Brian Henchen and Don Hoffman, all with wins. Send yours in to compete with the greats. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day with the heat like it is. I actually had people reaching out to me. The best way, Seth is just not in a position with the heat like this to call people at the moment. So what Seth says to do is just go to designairservice.com, and they will get there as quickly as possible. And you just click book now on the tab, and you're talking with a service tech, and they come out as quickly as possible. So in this heat, if you run into issues, go to designairservice.com. It's the official HVAC provider of TMA. And Doug is a client, and I am a client, and we recommend you become a client as well, because if your air conditioning goes out right now, hell is going to break loose. Go to designairservice.com. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. It's 8:21 in St. Louis. We close out, I would say about 90 minutes straight. 80 minutes straight of the program, and come back with Patty Maroon on the Pat McAfee Show and the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, the U.S. Open edition. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Tim McKernan, once a young boy attending St. Gabriel's in South City, with big league dreams and a lopsided head. But that head was full of hair back then, so you couldn't tell much. Anyway, who knew he would someday return to St. Gabriel's triumphantly as the host of a kick-butt trivia night that's all about the show he eventually created and finally brought to the big leagues, HD2 Radio. It's the first ever TMA Trivia Night, July 23rd at St. Gabe's. It's trivia all about the morning after. So if you know about Iggy's weirdo Hito obsession, or maybe how many days the dude from the poor part of whatever city has been suspended by Doug or whatever, this thing's right up your alley. Tables of 8 go on sale Monday, June 20th at 8 a.m., around 25 minutes before the end of the Munganast 7 a.m. hour. TMA math right there. Ticket price includes food from Salt and Smoke and beer from a beer sponsor to be named later. A portion of ticket proceeds will go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. TMA Trivia Night. Get more details at tmastl.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
I know that most of the listeners on the Morning After are very wealthy individuals who don't worry about a mortgage, Ryan Kelly. But some people do, and you're telling me that you don't even have to have any money down to be able to buy a home now.
That's right. For that one or two listeners on the Morning After, that don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars floating around.
Probably just one.
Yeah, maybe one, maybe two. Let's be honest.
Could be.
Well, for you, one or two, or for the yous out there, did you know that at thehomeloanexpert.com, you can buy a house with zero money down? Like legit. You can buy a home. We can help you out with no money down. And right now is a perfect time to go out and be looking at those homes, because if we've seen anything, those homes will become an asset and the value will go up. You'll build wealth. You'll have a great house. So if you think you need these big down payments, you don't. Well, maybe if you're going to the bank. But at thehomeloanexpert.com, we got you. And I can get you in the home of your dreams with $0 down. Get pre-approved to buy the home of your dreams today by visiting thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. There's a new whiskey in town, Fistful of Bourbon's the name, and going down easy is their game. The kin behind Fistful has spent over 100 years concocting the finest blend of 5 whiskeys this side of the Smokies, making it the smoothest bourbon your mouth will ever feel. This is the kind of complexity that can only be accomplished with good old-fashioned hard work and sound alchemy. Get wise. Pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy Fistful responsibly.
Friday night, pizza night. But this week, every night is pizza night with TMA. Check out Felix's Pizza Pub for a free biggest slice in St. Louis all this week when you buy a 12 or 18-inch pizza. I mean, these slices are huge. Each slice is so big, they're valued at $10. Felix's opens at 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday and at 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday. 10% of all sales benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Grab yourself a 12 or 18-inch pie and get a big old slice all this week at Felix's Pizza Pub. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After, 105.7 HD2.
Is this the sickest Ween Wednesday yet?
I can't think of one that was any sicker or more ill.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. You're right. Did you say he's expecting fresh brine?
I don't believe that's what he said.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ryan Kelly, morning after.
God, that's all dreadful, dreadful stuff.
I think I might have got recreational during the commercial break. I'm not going to name the culprit. Anybody on this program?
Oh, no.
I think I might have.
You went into this single bathroom
Yeah,
over
that's
here?
my spot. You're more of a down the hall guy, aren't you?
Well, yeah, because you can always get in and out. There's multiple places.
Yeah.
And
I could
doing
be
a
off.
recreational?
I could be off the mark.
Oh.
I don't know. I could be off the mark. And then I started scrolling through some attractive lasses on Instagram, and then I noticed, okay, I'd been standing out there for a while scrolling, and then I'm doing the math on the time, and I'm going, by the time the door opened, that might have been too long for a wee.
Yeah, someone put in work in there.
Oh! Why? Why?
And then I thought, and I'm just walking right in because our breaks are so short that I don't have a choice, and I gotta go.
It's so disappointing. It's so early in the day. You're telling me you're already out of control. You're no more regular than that.
That bathroom should be solely for...
Absolutely. Quick in
You think
and
a sign? You
like
think
a
we
time limit. After
maybe he can send one of those emails to the entire radio station.
I'll give you. There's $5 for you if you do it.
Reply all, the Hubbard corporate.
Like after 60 seconds, a door should pop open.
Right. It's like the Larry David coffee shop. No defecating in there. Simply urine. If you want to go defecate, the big bathrooms down the hall.
John Madden had that rule on his Madden cruiser.
That's right. And I think Gretzky and Madden were the only ones allowed to
Wasn't it LBJ who would often hold meetings in the bathroom? You should read up on LBJ and some of the things. He's
vile.
He was
sure.
Is that right?
I think he called his package jumbo.
Oh,
nice.
I think he would
Real
often
nice.
talk about it too.
There's
I
that
think it's
the
LBJ.
greatest audio in the world. Him talking about his tailor, how he wants
Right.
his pants done.
He needs a bigger inseam.
Right in the bunghole.
That's exactly.
Cuts me on the bunghole.
Bunghole.
We are in our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. Sitting across from me is Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Also sitting across from me is Darren the Plowhawk Adkins. And in his own Horton Watkins studio, because he is elite, is Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle Sauce Balls. Ken Strode is not going to join us for the remainder of the show. He is working on his putting.
He's out.
Yep.
He's out. And the excuse is, it just takes too long to go down there and smoke a cigarette. The breaks aren't long enough.
Patty Maroon was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday, and Patty Maroon could run for mayor of St. Louis, I think. He could have done that after 2019. He's just further ingratiating himself to fans in the St. Louis area and maybe making people who might have been indifferent to the Stanley Cup final fans of the Tampa Bay Lightning as they go up against the Colorado Avalanche starting this evening. Here's Patty Maroon talking to Pat McAfee.
Hey, you know that guy that owns that team has a helipad above the arena and then his own condo up there, and then he walks down to the arena. Is Kroenke going to fly in there and kind of f*** you guys up when he shows up on his helipad in his helicopter walking into his building?
I hate Stan Kroenke. I'm a St. Louis boy. I can't stand that guy. Honestly, honestly, you guys played at the Dome. The Dome's
bad.
It was a bad arena. I'm sure it was terrible for you guys to go in there and play, but the greatest game on turf with Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Orlando Pace. You can go down, just to watch that I think Mike Jones made that huge tackle against Tennessee. But like to have that taken away from us, it just sucks. I know we had terrible years. Chris Long would always tell me like this. I mean, our teams are terrible, but but like, you know, then he goes away and he wins back-to-back Super Bowls. So it's just like you go from that environment to that, and you wonder why. But the fans are true passion in St. Louis, and I just can't stand that guy for taking him out of there.
Hey, do it for
St. Louis needs a football team. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
The Battlehawks, dude. The Battlehawks of the XFL sold out the entire bottom bowl of that ass dome. I mean, that was the worst. I played in there last year before the Rams left. Oh my God. That thing was, I think it was maybe made in 1960. 0 updates. The turf was actually pulling up in the corners as you're going in. It's like, this is the highest level. That's what, this is the highest level was happening. But Kroenke.
You can't be telling me that. It's that bad then, eh?
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, it was very, very, very bad. Go fucking beat Kroenke for the St. Louis fans.
There's Pat McAfee, Patty Maroon. Not big fans of the dome.
No.
What hurts more is it wasn't built in the 60s.
It was built in 95.
I like the Chris Long thing. Chris Long would call me and tell me the teams are terrible.
I remember walking into that dome when it first got completed. So excited to see the process of it being done, and then walk in the first day and go, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!"
I remember that too. They played the Panthers, and I remember thinking this is going to be great because the energy at Busch Stadium when they played, I think the Saints, Bears, and 49ers. Todd Kinchin and
it couldn't have been better.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
And then they the first game, and I was at school at Missouri, and I was like, I can't wait to see the new football stadium. I'm going, oh God, what is this? And that was '95 when it opened.
Yeah.
Much less 20 years later.
And I get why they had to have it. They had to get money by connecting it to the convention center, and they needed the dome for that purpose. But it doesn't mean it had to be horrible. It could have been a retractable dome.
You didn't like the purple seats?
I mean, the architects, the people who designed that should really be ashamed of themselves because it's a horrendous facility.
Remember when it caught fire?
Yeah, the turf caught fire.
Remember that? The game was delayed because the pyrotechnic caught
Chris
the
Long
turf.
talks about that. He says he just ran out on the field. He's like, what the hell is burning? And then he looks back, and there was a fire on the field. And it said they had to go to the locker room, and it was very
How
embarrassing.
about when they introduced the players before the game in total darkness? You couldn't see who was running onto the field.
I like
They would
when
turn
James
all
Lord-
the lights off. I thought someone would get hurt running into someone else.
I like when Laurinaitis would spit the water out, though.
Oh, like Triple H, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when Reggie Bush sued us and won because he slipped
Right,
on the
because 10 yards off the field is
Yeah,
very
I remember
slippery,
seeing that, and he was just shaking his
concrete.
head, and what he was saying when he was shaking his head outside of his frustrated, he's like, we're playing in this dumpster, and I just got hurt because this place is an absolute crap hole. And the tough thing was, we would talk about this, because what people would say was, well, it was sure loud when they were good. And it was, it's loud, but it's a crappy stadium, and most people don't get a chance to do what we were lucky to do. It's not because of money, which is travel around and see all the stadiums. And it was easily the worst. I don't even know, I guess Oakland Coliseum, I've never seen a football game there. Saw the A's play at Oakland Coliseum. And Buffalo's, did you go to Buffalo's?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was fine.
Oh, was it?
Some of those places, you just kind of accept it. They've been there a long time. The fan base there has no problem with the stadiums, and you just kind of say, okay. But there's no excuse here. This was new.
Yeah.
And Buffalo's like
And fans
old,
didn't
grimy.
understand it because, and I understand that, like I wouldn't understand if I wouldn't beat other buildings. It was so bad. It was bad in the moment it was made. It was bad in the early 2000s. And what people would say is, well, it's loud. I'm like, it's loud, but the problem is this thing is part of the Rams' stability in St. Louis. So it's an issue. And, people would only, Arrowhead, Arrowhead, though, is one of the best. I'm like, yeah, but they're all over the country, and they're all better than the Dome in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And now you hear a guy who played in the league and a guy who's from St. Louis, who loves St. Louis, and Pat Maroon talking about how crappy it was.
He's got a first down. Every first down for the Rams, our announcer says, St. Louis, you scream, first down. Ram Rule 3. On third down, let's help our Rams by making some noise!
That was the worst thing that's ever happened to St. Louis.
Was it the new Busch or the Dome that forgot to put in bathrooms? One of them forgot to put in
They all have
bathrooms.
I don't know.
They said, "Oh, we forgot that." There's like one whole section had no bathrooms. They forgot to put bathrooms in.
I don't know. But you couldn't hear the PA system in large parts of the dome.
Nice.
The seats were purple, bro. Like,
yeah. That right towards the end, the Rams were trying so desperately, maybe to turn people off, that the game presentation felt like a morning TV show.
That's right.
Where any break, they would go down to somebody in the stands to interview a little old lady and find out how she got there. And it just couldn't have been worse. Couldn't have been worse.
And it's true, and I'm sure a lot of you listening right now can attest to it, getting screamed at to sit down at a game. And then I go to these games at Giant Stadium in Philadelphia, in New England, and Kansas City, too. It's not just East Coast. Atlanta, even, as transient as that place is. Seattle, certainly. And I can't even imagine somebody being yelled at to sit down. And these are on third down plays. And then they go get the usher. It was just, it just shouldn't be that way. And I think that's why the Battlehawks thing, as brief as it was, and maybe it'll come back, who knows what the reception will be when it does, relative to 2020, that it was football fans and people making an event out of it for the game as opposed to, we're just going to go down there and we're going to sit quietly and watch. It was just, God, it was just, everything was wrong with it, actually. I don't know what I can look back on and go, it was RC Cola?
Oh, the RC Cola. So strange.
For a while, the team was so darn good, we didn't care that it was a horrible dome.
Right.
But when the team wasn't very good, you understood just how bad of an experience it is.
It was so dark. It was always dark. And the concourse was even dark.
Guys, I love when Boots comes back late from a break and offers a terrible and confusing take. Bathrooms? Take another break, Smokestack. It's from Big Tuft.
Yeah, see that they upset when I talk, and then they're upset when I'm late to come back. Which is it? Either don't want me to talk, you want me to talk. You can't have it both ways.
Every time we get to the quarterback, I want to hear you yell, "Sack!"
Nobody does it. Nobody's ever done that. No one has ever done that.
When the music stops and the sack reverb, that's the best thing.
Those were written by someone who's never been to a football game.
Well,
nobody's trying to tell us what happens at a football game.
Nobody knew him. The only time they got played was on this show.
The Battlehawks have a new coach. Did anybody ever even discuss
He's
that?
the only one
Anthony Becht.
Yeah.
He's the only one that you've never heard of. If you look at all the coaches in the XFL, every one of them is a name brand beside this.
Well, he was a tight end.
I've never really...
Was he a tight end for the Jets and Buccaneers, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah. Oh, am I right on that?
I think the Niners, too.
I just have never heard of the guy.
Jim Haslett got a job. He would have been good here because, having coached here once before, he'll be in Seattle. Wade Phillips?
Guys, my dad was one of those guys, sit-down screamers. Playoff game against Green Bay, and he still bitches about it. It's from the 3-1-4.
I would stand up all the time, even when they were terrible.
I just remember peons like me, if you weren't a big wig, you got in the auxiliary press box behind the goalpost.
That was in the playoffs.
No,
right?
regular game.
Regular season game, you couldn't even get in the press box?
No.
The press box was way, way up there in the rafters.
Yeah, and the other one was way down there.
Yeah.
But it was almost like a movie theater where you'd leave the back area. It's almost like a backstage at a concert. There's like a table. One time we had bologna sandwiches with cheese. And then you need a light to get to
He is
this.
airing grievances.
You need a light, like a flashlight in a movie theater, to get to your seat. It's like you can't see back here.
Right. Gosh. And they built it so recently, I just don't think you can justify bulldozing it and starting over. But, gosh, you may have to at some point.
What does this text mean, Doug? Hello, if any of you would like to humble brag about being invited to a 2 p.m. happy hour that you won't be able to make because you were invited to play in a golf tournament next week, now would be the time to share. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
Oh, he knows a lot about gloves, though.
I think that might be a wrong number.
Well, I'm playing in a golf tournament. Who's Oh, he's talking about Janie, the lesbian, invited me to her happy hour?
Man, I don't even know.
And I can't go
show.
playing golf?
I could not.
That's why when we have trivia night, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to know about half the answers to the questions.
That's all I can think of. But
I think you might be right.
But it's not a 2 o'clock happy hour. It's 4 to 6, I believe. And if I'm done playing golf by that time, I'll jump over there for a drink.
I don't think you will be again. I don't think you will be on Friday.
Friday?
I think we'll be out there until like 6.
I'm sorry, Janie. Well, you can come by Westboro and have a drink with us.
Nice.
When's the Calcutta? Thursday night?
all night?
We're tending to our schedule.
Kid Cudi?
Kid Cudi, day and night. Day and night.
Man on the Moon Volume 2 so far.
Doug, Man on the Moon, Volume 2, so fire.
All right.
Day and night.
St. Louis is really good, though.
In what way?
Infrastructure.
Plowhawk, when he comes back from the 8 o'clock break, is always
second hour Plowsy.
It is something else.
It's like when Kobe would bite his jersey.
Enterprise Center's great.
Actually,
Busch Stadium's okay.
I wish the Enterprise was located somewhere else, but I guess to and from, it's not terrible to get off.
Parking's not great.
Parking's the problem. I think Keener Plaza, that area is really hard to get in and out.
Soccer stadium, or you?
I'm excited about that.
I think it's going to be the same thing with parking.
Yeah, but you can't use most of that area for parking decks. I think we've had this argument before. You take scooters.
No,
well, now you can't anymore.
They've shut those down.
Don't talk about parking unless you go to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. My God.
What? We can't talk about
The
parking?
one with no lights?
If you're talking about bad parking, you have to mention Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
I had to leave my Lumina there until the morning. I had to take an Uber because I went to a concert there and there was no lights in the parking lot, and I didn't have an automatic unlock. And it's a dark green vehicle in the pitch black at like midnight. I couldn't find my vehicle, and so I had to leave it and then go there the next day to find it because I couldn't, with no unlock button, you really just are walking row to row, and it's just the length of a football field. So
it's just forever to get in and get out. Where all you see when you're leaving is it takes so long to get out that there's nothing but girls squatting around the bushes to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's all you see.
At least 10 or 15 every concert. They can't wait. They got to go, and they can't get out of there. You wait an hour and a half to get out of there, and they're just all squatting to go to the bathroom.
They haven't got it figured out.
To kick it off.
Leading up to every kickoff, let's slow clap it out.
Ties right into
we had to get the slow clap. That's the last Rams rule. We needed to get it in.
Don't all stadiums have videos of women that sound like they're 85 years old telling us what to do?
Sounded like
you imagine.
How exciting.
You were at Giant Stadium or Veteran Stadium, and they played that there. I mean, those people, they'd be so stunned and confused.
They'd be throwing beers at the screen. And
oh, absolutely.
Had to be him. He's the only one dumb enough to come up with something like that.
Absolutely.
I think he said it was him, or I think it came out that it was...
Well, we talked about the way that whole thing played out. I think that was the opener of the 2011 season, and I was at the game, which is nuts. It was on September 11th, 2011. It was the 10th anniversary of September 11th.
Against the Eagles, right?
Against the Eagles. And Steven Jackson got hurt, but he broke off a touchdown run, maybe on the first play from scrimmage. And there was real anticipation for the Rams that year. There really was. And they had some injuries in that first game. And then the Eagles started pulling away. The Eagles had Michael Vick. And then there's like a third quarter intermission, and of course the place sucks, and it's silent, and it's, whatever, it's all what it is. And then they play that Rams rules thing. And I'm looking at my wife, and I go, what in the hell is this? And so we talked about it the next day on the show, and it got to Deadspin, and then it became a national phenomenon.
Yeah.
And in the Rams, I can't remember if they issued an apology for it or an explanation, but yes, right away I was like, oh, it's Demoff. Not a doubt in my mind.
There couldn't possibly be anybody else.
Yes.
No one else was that
There is no secret plan.
Yeah.
I like the picture of him on a unicycle with
the horns on.
Was that real? And when was that? What is he doing?
I don't know.
I
He's
thought it was
spending
always
his millions that Kroenke got him for helping make the move.
I thought it was always Photoshop, but I was told it wasn't. I'm just.
No,
How do you
I think
get
it was his way to be out in the fans or the tailgate.
The worst.
That's the other thing about that place. You couldn't really you could tailgate, but usually if you go to a stadium for a football game, college or NFL, the lot is wide open, and so it's...
Listen, the MAC lot was about it. Yeah.
The landing. It's a fun...
Yeah, I did that once or twice, and you got the feeling that this is awful. We're really trying to shoehorn something in here that doesn't belong right here.
What was the hotel that the Rams actually stayed there on Saturday? Even for home games, they stayed there on Saturday night?
Yeah, that's...
What was the name of the hotel?
Standard across the NFL.
Yeah, they all...
Well, I'm just talking about the hotel where they stayed. I don't care if they do it or not.
Was that the one with the with the pool bar and like...
I don't know, but right down the street from there is where a lot of people would tailgate. It was a parking lot, but it was one of the more popular parking lots, and you'd see the Rams leaving the hotel and walking right by and saying hi, but That was a pretty good tailgate place, but it wasn't right by the stadium either.
No.
But I can't think of the name of the hotel because we did a post-game show from that hotel.
Oh, did you?
I think I had a wrestling interview with Larry at that hotel.
Oh, did you really?
Maybe that was the Westin.
And it's downtown?
No, it wasn't a Westin. It was like the Del Pietro or something like that.
Del Pietro's, Doug.
A little
Wonderful
boutique
restaurant.
hotel?
Salt and Smoke is now in where Del Pietro's used to
That
be.
was a restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just said something like that. If I knew the name of it, I would mention the name of it. I don't know the name.
What was the name of it?
The Drury?
No, it wasn't the Drury.
Drury's right next to it, right?
It might have been the Drury.
Well, Pietro's. I bust tables there.
Tyler, where's Bus? Bus, take the tray to the third room.
Dance for me. Dance for me.
Stand
Tim.
on the chair, turn around, Bus.
I'm not.
They called you simply
Odd time to be
Bus?
alive.
Bus or Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler.
I'm a 14-year-old boy.
Well,
and by the way, for some reason, working.
Breadlocked.
God almighty. Doug, I think it's a good time for Iggy to tell us how he gets hard.
Oh, gosh.
Well, you know how I get hard. But for the listeners,
That's not the product.
the wind blows. That's all it takes.
Well, you're a stallion.
Yes, but there's nothing embarrassing about if you have ED.
No, and you don't. Let's be honest.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't have the problem. But
This is for others.
I'm not bragging.
No, you're not at all.
And if I had it, I would say, hey, I have trouble.
right
I need some help.
Yeah, come right out.
I'm
Ask.
going to BlueChew.com. I'm going to put in TMA in the code, and I'm going to get my first order free of the chewable tablets, and only $5 shipping and handling. That's all it's costing you to try these.
That's not much.
Your wife eventually is not going to continue to put up with the soft cow.
Oh, here come the insults again.
Not insults. I'm being honest.
Okay.
All you have to do is go online, BlueChew.com. You talk to a medical professional, answer some questions. They find what's right for you, and then they give you the plan. And then, okay, I'm going to TMA. Here's the code. Bang.
What is the code?
Straight TMA.
TMA.
TMA. Ship straight to your house. Very discreet. Nobody's going to know what you're getting. Ah, look, he's got boner pills coming.
Oh.
Boner tablets.
Who says that? Who hangs out other people's mailboxes and identifies what's in the package?
Oh,
and
my
then starts
mail
screaming
goes
about it?
my mail goes into other people's mailboxes every day.
Oh, really?
Oh, I got your mail. So what if your neighbor got your mail? Hey, I got your boner tablets. But it comes in a discreet package, and you talk to somebody online. You don't have to go to the doctor's office. Doc, it can't get hard. That's kind of an embarrassing conversation, but it doesn't need to be. So all you do is you go online, BlueChew.com.
There it is, dude.
Talk to a medical professional. Take care of everything. Say, okay, we're good to go. Ship them to me.
Change your luck. Don't be a cuck. You do you with Blue Chew.
Yeah, nice. You get a stiffy and a jiffy.
And you feel passionate about this because of your own issues in this area.
What if you're are you tired? You're working around the house, and you're trying to fix a light fixture.
Yeah.
You tell your wife, God, this is hard. It's about time something in this house is.
Oh, gosh, here come the insults again.
Carlin. Aren't you tired of it? There's something you can do. BlueChew.com. TMA, first order, free.
Nice.
Free. Pay the shipping and handling, which is like $5.
The first order, I understand, is quite expensive.
Yeah, free.
Free.
If that's expensive for you, free. So
Okay.
you want a stiffy and a jiffy, BlueChew.com.
Hey, the summer heat is here, and that makes it the perfect time to train for a new career. One that gets you out of the weather and into a career you will love. IT and Centric can train you for that career in IT in just 4 months. Want a career with unlimited opportunity? That's IT. Want a career where you can work from home? IT. Want a career where you don't give an F? Whether it rains or it's sunny and 99 degrees, that's IT. And Centric can make that happen for you, even if you have no IT experience. If you're not happy with your job, call Patrick Nealon at Centric Training today. He'll walk you through Centric's hands-on program and show you how they'll help get you started in your new IT career. Then, the only time you'll have to worry about the weather is when you have baseball tickets. Here's how you call: 314-450-4714. 314-450-4714. Or go to centric.com/STL. That's CENTRIQ.com/STL. Technology is the future of St. Louis. Centric can make it your future. And now what you should do is think
Yeah, think about it if you could. Hey, it's Friday night is pizza night week again. Felix's. Ooh, I got that Felix's one. How do you do?
Yeah, no, that's good.
I got the Dogtown. Oh, my. And we have a wonderful deal for our listeners for this week's Friday night is pizza night. One free. Did you say free? Free, Doug.
Yeah, that's nice.
Free. Biggest slice in St. Louis. When you buy any 12-inch or 18-inch pizza, that is a $10 value. It allows you to try something or just take care of that vegetarian, vegan play like the big cats with the big slice. These things are monsters. It's like having its own pizza, and it's free. Free. 10% of the sales this week are going to Make-A-Wish. It is Felix's Pizza online at felixspizzapub.com, and this goes until Saturday night. It's Friday night is pizza night on TMA tonight, tomorrow, Friday, and on Saturday. And again, free. Biggest slice in St. Louis when you buy any 12-inch or 18-inch pizza, and those things go for $10. And you get it for free, Felix's Pizza Pub. How do you do?
I may do that Saturday after we get home with our Crystal.
Is that right?
Celebrate.
We're getting Crystal?
Don't the winners get like Crystal trophies?
Like the winners get Crystal?
I saw them last year all lined up on the table there. They looked like they're all Crystal.
Crystal burgers?
There's a little buzz in our flight that we're free points.
Yeah, and as soon as I have like 3 straight good holes, yeah, Timmy's got a sandbagger.
Boy, and you will have 3 good ones, too. You will.
I hope out of 18, I hopefully get 3 good ones.
I would think so. Maybe 5 or 6.
No, I would like about 14 good holes, then I'll just S all over the place on 4 of them, which I usually do.
Okay.
So I'll take 14 out of 18.
Yes.
And I think we'll do well. Because Tim's going to play great, and I just need to chip in every once in a while.
Yeah, Tim will probably shoot in the 50s.
Well, there's really no pressure when I know if I hit one bad, I know Tim's going to be down the fairway.
There's a 59 watch. Jim Holtgreaves on alert.
Mm-hmm. We shot 59 last year in the practice round.
Well, that was with it's net.
I know, but we shot 59.
Well, I mean, you know, when Furyk did it, they didn't go, you know, he was getting pops.
There weren't a lot of teams that shot 59. I think there was 158, then there were only like 3 teams that shot 59.
Sure, yeah.
We were one of them.
Which made our performance when it actually mattered so disappointing.
That team shot 59 yesterday. This guy just shanked 3 in the water.
Well, that's when the nerves took over.
No, that's when I got tired.
Oh, no. Do we have to worry about your stamina on Friday and Saturday? Should we get some white?
No, I'll be fine.
This is how you got the Blue Chew endorsement.
Now, that would make for some interesting content.
If we were hopped up on junk.
Yeah.
Iggy's a little down over there. Let's see what's he doing.
Why is he chewing on that straw this whole time?
Some people didn't enjoy the story about the Del Pietro's Hotel. God almighty.
We were talking tailgating, and I just remember there was tailgating
I've
going on.
never heard of the Del Pietro's Hotel.
I just said something like, I don't remember the name.
Not gonna lie, I expected Ken to finish that story about the Del Pietro's Hotel with something about how he banged a gal at Del Pietro's Hotel before a Rams game. Good job, Ken. The story only kind of sucked. That's from show ombudsman Brian Henshin.
I could have had sex with somebody after one of them.
After the post-game
After
show.
one of the post games, but I...
One of the cheerleaders, probably, Rams cheerleader.
No, I was a gentleman. I said no, because she was drunk.
It was with a gentleman.
I said I was a gentleman. She was a little tipsy, and I said no.
You said no?
I said I can't. You've been drinking. I'm sure you're a little drunk. Probably won't remember any of this tomorrow. If you do, you'll be embarrassed. So, no. I'll tell you.
This was at the bar at the hotel.
I will tell you at the break who it is.
You did a post-game show.
I can't wait to hear.
After the Rams game, in the bar. And one of the girls was tipsy. And she came on to you because you're a radio star.
No, I mean, well, she knew what I did for a living, yeah.
Yeah. So
Put the moves on me, and I couldn't. I resisted. The first time she took her top off, I said, wow. I did, too. I said, wow.
But this one, no. She was too drunk.
I'll tell you at the break. You know who she is.
How would I know who she is?
How about this?
Well, you'll know. Who had the first kid?
Great story, Iggy. Go have a cigarette, say hi to someone in the hall, and stare at a fountain. Just don't talk. That's from Beer Cats. Hey, guys, let's talk about a random hotel so I can work in that I did a post-game show there. Shut It, You Bi-Curious A-Colored Scarecrow. That's from former Cardinal reliever and starter Lance Painter.
Yeah, I'm really bragging that I used to be part of a post-game show as a producer. That's bragging there. Yeah. Go away.
Probably a heck of a
Take
little
Beer Cats
post-game
with
show.
you. Get over the Angry Beaver and, slice up the lettuce and tomato for the burgers. And,
Who'd you do the post-game show with?
I think I produced it. It was Balzer and Malcolm Briggs, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm had his... I think he was still doing something for the Rams at the time. I think he was a sideline reporter for a period of time. And then he would come over after the game, and him and Balzer did the show.
Yeah.
Tim, you gotta worry.
I'm bragging.
The heat is going to destroy Uncle Foreskin this weekend. That's from Father Brown Eye. His
I
parish
don't
is over in
mind
Belleville.
I don't mind the heat. I really don't.
Well, this is oppressive heat.
Yeah, this is next level.
Well, I played in it last year. Yeah. See, Westboro takes care of their golfers. Like every third hole, there's a big ice chest filled with towels rolled up in ice.
Nothing better than an ice towel on a hot day. Throw it on the back of your neck.
I don't want an ice towel.
I like to put it right under my sack.
No, just right on your, neck. You put it on your neck. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
What we
This is
should
a
do.
Pepper and Genie topic?
Yeah,
we talked
P&G
about
special.
How to get people ready for the hot
A
weather.
very special edition of Pepper and Genie.
To show you how good it was.
Should have broken the programming on 101.
My suggestion was, if you don't have a pool, just go find somebody who does and just jump into theirs.
One of Iggy's suggestions was don't pee on somebody. That will not help you get cooled down.
No, it won't. Why would it? It'd warm you up.
I don't know. Brine has a lot of healing qualities, but it certainly can't cure dehydration.
You weren't going to get these tips anywhere else.
Well, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because none of them are FDA approved.
Except the old jellyfish sting. That's when you're supposed to do it, right?
Yes.
Other than that, I don't know that.
That's why I like to get stung on purpose to see how many strangers come by.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a fun game?
No.
Fake like you got stung and see how many guys come over and pee on you.
I'd be really shocked if that hasn't happened yet. Like, I'm sure people do that.
Oh, I've seen it happen in Bermuda.
Like faking it to get...
No. Oh, faking it. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, like, fake it so then, like, beg people to...
So they can get weed upon?
Right
Yeah,
there on
probably.
the beach?
Probably.
False motive for golden showers? Isn't that a crime?
Well, well, yeah, there's probably a lot of crimes being committed at that time, but you're just kind of accepting it.
You can't fake it because if you get bit by jellyfish, first of all, the tentacles are still hanging on your body, and you're just withering in pain, and it's all red, and
Oh, that'd be
you can't really fake it.
Be so funny. The guy get over there and start peeing, all of a sudden, like it's a video, and you're like, oh yeah, just really getting into the.
Okay, Flowsy, that's enough.
I just think the reactions would be really funny of the other guys.
I feel like you could probably fake it if you were really writhing in pain.
Well, you wouldn't have anything wrong with you. There'd be no tentacles hanging. The jellyfish would still be there.
But my brothers got stung by a jellyfish. The jellyfish didn't come out of the ocean with them.
No, but they leave the tentacles behind the marks on it. There's like,
Yeah,
you can
but
see red marks on your leg, and it starts to swell up. Yeah, I've seen it happen right on, because April and May, terrible. I mean, you couldn't even go to the beach in Bermuda. There's like thousands of jellyfish just roll up on the beach.
Yeah.
You're taking a walk, and you're jumping over them. And these tourists don't pay attention. You hear, ah!
Oh, my.
And then they're down, and then they're down, and then you see their partner just whip out their ween and start peeing.
No, you don't either. You don't.
Or the wife will squat down and...
Oh, come on. I've never one time seen that at a beach anywhere.
Have you ever seen anybody get bit by one? Well, then
well,
no, you wouldn't
no.
see anybody unless they
Well,
enjoy that.
maybe I did. I just didn't see anyone peeing on them.
Well, that's how you get rid of it. A lot of people will carry urine in a bottle with them just in case.
People all the time walking around with urine.
You never know.
Like in like a pitcher?
No, just like a bottle. That way you don't have to do it yourself.
That would be better at a beach than actually
pour it on
going on the person.
But then you miss out on the warmth.
Ooh, it's still warm.
I guess if you're at the beach, it probably would still be warm.
Yeah, can you imagine if you get like bit in the mouth?
Oh, that's enough.
Well, that'd be a bad beat there. All right, go ahead.
What was that sound?
Kind of cringing. Go ahead.
Oh, nice. Keep going.
Doug, have you read Bradford Doolittle's column?
Missed it today.
I can't believe that this is real, but it's real.
Deidre?
Bradford Doolittle is an ESPN writer, and he's writing about the trade deadline and the teams that will be all in as definite adders. Just take a guess.
Cardinals.
Nope.
Cardinals are not one of the adders?
Dodgers.
Dodgers is one of the teams.
Yankees.
That's correct.
Mets.
Yes.
And the Cardinals aren't all in?
Not according to Bradford Doolittle.
Who the hell is this guy?
I'm sure he's going to be a new texter named soon.
Twins.
No, I'm sorry.
Guardians.
How many teams are there that are all in?
4. You guys have named 3 of them. We're only looking for 1 more.
Braves?
No, I'm sorry.
Giants?
No,
Padres?
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Brewers?
No, I'm sorry.
White Sox.
No, I'm sorry. You having a treat,
Houston?
bro?
Yeah, blueberry cake donut. What about the
Rays?
The Mariners.
Nope, I'm sorry.
Well, give us initials
Blue
now.
Jays.
Yes! Boy, once you say give them initials, they get them, Doug.
Okay.
Then there are likely adders. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 likely adders.
Marlins.
No, I'm sorry.
That'd be wild.
Brewers, Cardinals.
No, I'm sorry
Really?
on the Cardinals. The Brewers are one of the likely adders.
Giants.
Rangers.
Hold on, we're going a little aggressive.
Guessing.
No on either one of those.
Rockies.
No.
Tampa.
The
Colorado
Rockies
shut it down.
only do business when Ms. Halak calls. What was that, Doug?
Tampa.
No.
Cleveland.
Now
No.
Atlanta.
No.
Minnesota.
Yes, Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta.
Okay.
Minnesota gotta be.
No, I'm
San
sorry.
This guy,
Francisco.
Doolittle sucks, man.
Phillies.
We don't know. We don't know. He's
Trash.
making it up.
Trash.
Phillies is correct. Bradford Doolittle has the Astros.
He's making it up, too. He shows it there.
Braves, Padres, Phillies, and Brewers and White Sox as likely adders.
Fascinating article. Fascinating.
Possible adders.
You look
This
at the
is dumb.
standings.
They're 30. He's gonna go through every team and put them in different tiers. That's not even an article.
Who is this Bradford? and Why is he chirping? He's
Possible
merely
adders.
looking at the standings and saying, these teams have good records. He'll probably add somebody. No kidding.
It's the front page story on ESPN.com. Red Sox, Giants, Rays, and Cardinals are the possible adders.
Oh, he talked about us. He
what
mentioned our team.
what is the
isn't that
difference
great?
He says,
What was the first category?
definite adders, likely adders, possible
Oh,
adders.
likely and
Possible and
possible.
I had
likely.
it with this guy.
Dude, possible and likely are so similar to like. How is that a different tier?
He has
It
them
isn't.
ranked 12th in his power ratings, and he has their average simulation wins from the simulations he runs at 89.3.
I don't care about his simulation.
And then their chances of making the playoffs is 73.6%. Their chances of winning the World Series, however, are 3%. Why they might add at the deadline, according to Bradford Doolittle. The Cardinals' roster management and player usage has been a bit confounding at times this season. Why did it take so long to recall Nolan Gorman? Why has Albert Pujols started as many games against righties as lefties? Still, the big ticket item here is the bullpen, which at times has been a mess and even in good stretches has been top-heavy. More depth and more high-leverage options are needed. The team's trademark deadline passivity, I like that, Doug, trademark
Passivity.
deadline passivity
Okay.
is not needed, especially a season featuring the career finales of Pujols and Yadier Molina. Is it too late to get Matt Carpenter back? Bradford Doolittle.
That guy is the worst.
They won't be getting
Who do
Matt
you like,
Carpenter.
Talty or Doolittle?
Well, Talty at least is respectable.
This Talty is nice. This
Where is he going?
Bradford,
Fine
I don't know
bomb
about
lot.
this guy.
We just talked about bolstering the bullpen, then he asked about Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, they're not getting Matt Carpenter back. They do need a DH, unless they're going to make Yepes or Gorman the DH, I guess.
Look, I'm happy that they brought Pujols back. I was calling for it early. Love to have him, but you see what Kyle Schwarber's doing?
No.
He's got like 16 home runs.
Does he?
Yeah, that would have been your DH.
You
Well-
don't get bitten by a jellyfish, you dolt. It's from the old Appleton
You get
stepdad.
stung, okay? There we go. We corrected it. He's stung by a jellyfish.
Yeah,
The
really
same thing
good
as a
listeners.
bite.
Have you ever been bitten by a fish?
A little Sergeant Majors.
I beg your pardon? No.
The little yellow striped ones you see in the
That's the
ocean.
name of a fish? Sergeant Majors?
That's what they're called. They look like zebra fish. They're
No, no.
yellow and black striped. Yeah, they,
Bit you.
at Hito, they bite on your ween.
Oh,
come on, they
there's
don't.
Jack again. Oh.
Clean my sack up.
Well, you got a bathing suit on, right?
Yeah, you get into the water naked.
Well, that's what a nude beach is.
But dude, you're looking at some serious bacteria.
Yeah, all
going
up
in
in
your.
your.
That's how you get a UTI.
Yep,
for sure.
That's facts.
James
Well, I
Carlton,
haven't had one, so.
If you do get bitten by a
Sorry,
sergeant
James.
major,
Call your insurance company.
call James Carlton. James Carlton is known that this is a very hot time of year, of course, in St. Louis, a crazy run. But also then you get these pop-up thunderstorms. See that Chicago, the Cubs had a tornado sirens going off, and you, Darvish, were just walking around the field.
Unfeathered by it.
Take a minute and call your provider to make sure you understand things like your deductible coverage amount and whether or not you have endorsements like a backup sewer and drain. Boy, I can tell you about that. That's something I experienced. That's when I made my switch to James Carlton, as a matter of fact. If it takes you longer than 60 seconds to get that information over the phone, you owe it yourself to see how much better your interactions can be just by being insured at James Carlton State Farm. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. Send your emails in. Plenty to work with today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. It comes your way at 9:45. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. On the other side of our top of the hour break for the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour as we close out our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. Iggy versus Doug for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, the U.S. Open edition. This is what it's all about. Doug, I know you have done your research.
No, I didn't have to.
And I know you are ready. And Iggy has done 3 rosters. Which roster will he choose?
I may let Doug pick.
Wow. The people are on the edge of their seats. Oh, well, hold on. What do we have going on?
Jamie requested something for the Munganess DFS Showdown this week. So
Oh, wow. What?
I'll talk about it on the other side.
Oh, you just got better at teasing.
Yeah, just got back from teasing camp.
Anything Jamie wants, Jamie gets.
Nice. All right, that's coming up. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago, and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Well, Ryan Kelly, we've got inflation going up, mortgage rates going up, everything seems to be going up. How does that affect the mortgage industry? What should people be doing now with their mortgage?
Absolutely. You just hit that one on the head. It does seem like everything is going up. But that's okay. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we don't just talk about having lower rates. We truly do. And in fact, I pulled some data together yesterday. Our average rate at thehomeloanexpert.com is more than a quarter point lower than the national average. How much can you save? Let's find out now. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. Ask yourself, what is my provider doing for me? Do I have to hit prompts? Do I have to deal with chatbots? Am I put on hold? Is it always a different person? Are they local? Are they proactive in the community? Do they represent the #1 provider of auto and home insurance in the U.S.? The James Carlton State Farm team is comprised of individuals right here in your neighborhood. We are out supporting our Blues, Cardinals, Bills, and Tigers. Do something new in 22 and kick the out-of-town companies to the curb. Give us a call or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Tim McKernan, once a young boy attending St. Gabriel's in South City, with big league dreams and a lopsided head. But that head was full of hair back then, so you couldn't tell much. Anyway, Who knew he would someday return to St. Gabriel's triumphantly as the host of a kick-butt trivia night that's all about the show he eventually created and finally brought to the big leagues? HD2 Radio. It's the first ever TMA Trivia Night, July 23rd at St. Gabe's. It's trivia all about the morning after. So if you know about Iggy's weirdo Hito obsession, or maybe how many days the dude from the poor part of whatever city has been suspended by Doug or whatever, this thing's right up your alley. Tables of 8 go on sale Monday, June 20th at 8 a.m., around 25 minutes before the end of the Munganast 7 a.m. hour. TMA math right there. Ticket price includes food from Salt and Smoke and beer from the beer sponsor to be named later. A portion of ticket proceeds will go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. TMA Trivia Night. Get more details at tmastl.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Nice. On the porch. It's a sad song, but it's a great song.
Somber.
Okay. Okay.
Doug, have I done the thing with Bradford Doolittle's column yet on definite adders and likely adders?
No, plenty. That's what ESPN has got on their front page.
It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Eddie McVeigh. Sup? Welcome in. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Comes your way at approximately 9:45. And then Action Jackson and I will take the high hard one and be responsible for Miles Michaelis giving up a hit with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the 9th inning. So that's what we've got on our itinerary at about 10 o'clock. And we got QFTA today, don't we? We have a sound story. Todd Callahan's father's coming in.
Oh, great.
So we'll do that at 11:30, and then we'll do QFTA. I've got a lot of good deep dive emails and DMs. So if you want a deep dive request as we approach episode 500, TMCKERNAN and Inside STL, I'll talk about anything. Whatever, I'll talk about anything. So that's coming up today as well. And, of course, Pepper and Jeannie recorded following TMA. And with Father's Day coming up, only 5 days away, we are doing a 10% off special for Sound Story. Go to mysoundstory.com, and that's where you can book. You don't have to book the schedule with me, Doug, or Learn. You can just get the gift certificate, and then you can schedule it after Father's Day. But give it to your father. And it's a gift for your whole family, and actually family members who aren't even around right now, because your kids and their kids' kids will love having your father's story told, or do it for your family, and always know that they will have your words told in your voice, saved forever. It's Sound Story at mysoundstory.com. 10% off when you use the promo code TMA at mysoundstory.com. And App Madness is underway, and let's just be real straightforward about it. The Rizzuto Show is just kicking everybody's ass.
No, is that right?
Let's just call it.
Really good.
Yeah, and it's we are, I guess there are 6, Doug, would you call them 6 properties?
I'd say about a half dozen.
And 105.7 The Point is the leader right now. And, maybe people don't want to go to dinner with us. Maybe people don't want to play golf with us.
No.
But
Can you blame them?
Yeah, when you reflect upon it, maybe that's the issue.
Yeah.
And also, their show is just a lot more popular than ours. That's also probably a core issue.
Yeah.
But if you would like to dine with us at Olive and Oak, Jackson, you download the app and you create the profile, or if you've already created a profile, make sure you're using that profile. And if it's active, then you are thrown into the database, and then there will be a drawing, I guess probably on Monday, and the winner of that drawing gets dinner with all of us at Olive and Oak. And Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack insinuated that they're looking to play. They're looking to play.
So the keyword is Banty. So you enter that keyword Banty, and you can get some grub with us, hang out, talk it over, have some port.
The Ballsack sign up?
I don't know if they did.
And when he says he's willing to play,
looking to play,
I'll make sure they win.
now how can you make sure they're going to win?
Well,
you're going to
pretty
fix
simple.
this.
Next Tuesday, and the winner is the Ballsacks. There you go. No,
But you get to announce it.
we could.
But what about the honor of At Madness? What about the integrity of the competition?
Well, we're in like 4th place, so you're not doing your job anyway.
So you're scolding the audience.
Who else are the ones downloading?
Well, I mean,
expected more out of them.
The Riz Show has a significant audience.
They do. I mean, it's
Doug. It's a 20 show. How many 20 shares you find in radio in top 25
I don't
markets right
know.
now? I'd be really curious about that. The morning drive. I don't think.
I think they're like
Not now.
second as far as downloads out of every station at Hubbard.
What's that?
I think they're second in downloads amongst every station in the Hubbard conglomerate in the country. So it's like, what, 50 stations?
Yeah, but
50-something stations?
don't
Hubbard?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I saw the numbers. Yeah, they're like second out of everybody. They're obviously first.
You see where we are, bro?
We're
just telling Doug about this in the commercial break.
We're 4th from this building. I think we're only in front of ESPN.
You're talking about the app. I'm talking about podcast downloads.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
We're talking
Yeah, we're up there in podcast downloads, but I'm talking about the app. So, yeah, you don't beat the 20
So you're going to
share.
scold. You're going to scold the audience.
No, you're doing a great job. I mean,
We're not doing that great of a job.
I mean, we're giving away great prizes. I mean, Riz and King Scott were stealing stuff from Tommy's office yesterday to give away.
Radio Wars alert.
Yeah, we can't do that. They were in there in Tommy's office. Tommy's out of town. They went into his office. They're taking things out of his office to
Really,
give
they're
away.
stealing computers and chairs,
cash.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what they took. They took a stapler, a mouse, and a keypad is what they took out of
I'd
Tommy's
like a
office to give away. I
stapler.
don't know. Tommy's office is very low key. Tommy doesn't
Doug,
have
we're
a
going to come in on Tommy's office.
Well, it was on Instagram. Everybody
Because this
saw it.
affects a lot of people.
You know, a lot of people will have a lot of memorabilia and things in their office. Tommy really has nothing. He's kind of low key. But we don't steal things from other people's offices. We didn't take a guitar.
Whose office is ostentatious here?
They could steal stuff from our office.
You know who's got a cool
Yeah,
office?
me and Jackson have an office.
I have a paper slicer that I use for the games of the Munganess DFS Showdown.
I mean, my headsets were moving. Maybe they gave those away. I don't know. John Kiowski has a great office.
Let's do it. Mount Rushmore of offices at Hubbard.
John has a great office.
You spend a lot of time in there?
I was in there the other day.
Were you really?
Last week. I only went in there because I went in by mistake.
You thought it was the studio?
Just wandering around like that mob boss in New York, just wandering around and going into. How do you even get over? I mean, that is so far off the path. I'm surprised you know where it is.
I didn't know it was his office. I
So
figured
why
it
were
out.
you over there?
Well, I had a meeting with Jonda about the about Blue Chew, and we're going to talk to the sales.
They said they wanted the live reads to go to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so 8 minutes
He asked
isn't
you
enough.
to
We
see
need
him
more.
about Blue Chew.
No, so Jonda, we were at Jonda's desk and we had a conference call. It was like 2:00.
Well, sure you did.
So I came back for the conference call, and I thought we were going to do it at her desk. So I started to sit down. She says, "No, we're going to do it in the conference room right over there." Well, she pointed to a room, and I said, "Okay, I'll meet you in there." And I walked in, and I just sat down, and
It's not the room.
John walked in and goes, "Hey, buddy, need anything?" I said, "Yeah, we just have a conference call." "In here?" I go, John just said in the conference, "That's next door. This is my office."
Oh, for heaven's
God
sake.
almighty.
You were squatting in there.
I was
We
just-
had a good run.
should have told him
Market
to beat
manager's
it.
office, and Iggy's just hanging out in there. It's like the Watergate break-in. He got caught.
I'm not familiar with everything back there.
It's clearly an office. There's a desk. There's family pictures.
I know, but maybe that was where we're having the conference call. I don't know.
John's like, let me double check the TMA downloads again. Let me
Maybe we
make
were
sure.
using John's office for the conference call. I didn't know. I just
So everyone else was in the conference room waiting
no.
for
It was just then I walked. He told me where it was. I walked in. She goes, "Oh, there you go." Where you been? I was in John's office. I thought that's where we're having the call.
It'd be funny if you were like playing with some of his knickknacks on his.
Oh my God!
desk.
No, he's got a
Maybe
great
on
office.
that with feet up on his.
Yeah, I was just sitting on the couch. I was sitting on the couch.
Well, I hope you made yourself comfortable.
Has like an Eric Clapton guitar and it kind of belting out.
So anyway, I just kind of make myself at home wherever I go around here.
Yeah, that's really off the Studio Row path.
Oh yeah, way off the path. It's in the back.
Doug, we're essentially like in San Diego, if it were the United States map, and John Kiowski's and the management offices are basically in Maine.
Really?
Like you really have to be.
Yeah, I get
Something
lost.
got away from you.
Sometimes I get lost going back there.
It's kind of like a situation where we have a senior that doesn't quite know where he is.
Just kind of roaming the halls.
You gotta like
Especially-
put a bell
You gotta
on
keep
like
an eye on him.
Especially when you wear those slippers too. It puts a
Where's the bathroom?
really emphasizes
put a
the
bell on a belt
wandering.
buckle just to kind of make sure.
No,
you
I do
can hear
have.
'em.
I do have. Before we get to our Munganess fantasy game, maybe some breaking news, which is kind of on my bucket list.
This will be huge, I'm sure.
I see where the Plowhawk's going. I see the mouse is moving. The
Ox
volume's
on.
been adjusted.
Ox is on so the YouTube fan can hear
You
it.
got the hijacking music ready? No, Plowsy and I were out smoking yesterday before Pepper and Genie in the not the underground garage, the other outside garage.
Yeah.
I like to park there when it's a little hot outside. It's got some air in there. And John Eula came out because he had the doubleheader yesterday. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, one of my bucket list things, I said, and for people that listen to the show know that my dream job in high school was to be a KC DJ. I said, is there any chance, and I know you voice track it during the week for your KC Classic show on Sunday, can I just sit in with you and do a KC Classic show with you? He goes, sure. Got to talk to Marty Link. So now it's another conversation. But at least I know John is okay with me doing it. Now it's up to Marty to say sure.
So what would you do? What exactly would you do?
Just sit in with them for the voice tracking, and then he'll play 2 or 3 songs and come back, and he'll maybe talk about the last song he played, and I can chime in, and go, oh, I remember seeing them at the Fox, and God, the guitar player Johnny Johnson is so good.
Johnny Johnson plays guitar too?
Or talk about an album.
Moonlight's like a guitar player.
So I could just kind of chime in here and there and just kind of be part of the KC Classic show for one Sunday. And that would be a thrill for me, because I could say that I've been on KC, which has always been a dream of mine. So it's up to Marty Link to say yes. If Marty says no way.
I'm wondering how nice Marty's no will be.
Yeah.
Well, he never beats around the bush. Like when I said, I can come filling for Learn. No.
Marty is
Never
good.
happened.
He's
Never
good
happened.
character.
So he's pretty honest.
How about Marty's spot for the trivia night?
So good.
Pretty good.
Can we play that in the segment in case people don't listen around for the breaks, or is that putting you on the spot, Plowhawk?
It does not.
I think
I'll do a. Let me
do
tell
a
the people
spot
about Stratum. Stratum Structural Systems, waterproofing and foundation repair. Think local, think Stratum. StratumRepair.com, 314-620-8153. When it gets this hot, people have foundation repair needs. You can get basement cracks, foundation peering for settling homes. They take care of it all. Boeing rotating wall repairs, basement waterproofing services like sump pumps, interior and exterior drainage solutions, egress window installation, concrete leveling, downspout extensions. They're in Chesterfield, Missouri. They're in Columbia, Illinois. Think local. Think Stratum. Work with Matt Ford and Brett Groman. Stratum Structural Systems, 314-620-8153. Or go online at stratumrepair.com. And while you're there, you should do something like think about it. And you'll be thinking about, I'll let them know that I'm a TMA listener and I'll get $100 off my repair project. That is so important to my home. That's what you do. It's Stratum Structural Systems. And there is a new whiskey in town. Fistful of Bourbon's the name, and going down easy is their game. The kin behind Fistful has spent over 100 years concocting the finest blend of 5 whiskeys this side of the Smokies, making it the smoothest bourbon your mouth will ever feel. This is the kind of complexity that can only be accomplished with good old-fashioned hard work and sound alchemy. That's why Fistful of Bourbon keeps winning gold medals, blue ribbons, and whatnots at every fancy liquor competition from the Berkshires to Bakersfield. Get wise, pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy Fistful responsibly. 20 minutes to send in your emails for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air, the official HVAC provider of TMA. Go to DesignAirService.com if you run into any issues with your air conditioning during this record heat wave. All right, Plowhawk, do you have it?
Yeah.
Doug, take a listen to this.
Okay.
Tim McKernan, once a young boy attending St. Gabriel's in South City. With big league dreams, and a lopsided head. But that head was full of hair back then, so you couldn't tell much. Anyway, who knew he would someday return to St. Gabriel's triumphantly as the host of a kick-butt trivia night that's all about the show he eventually created and finally brought to the big leagues. HD2 Radio. It's the first ever TMA Trivia Night, July 23rd at St. Gabe's. It's trivia all about the morning after. So if you know about Iggy's weirdo Hito obsession, or maybe how many days the dude from the poor part of whatever city has been suspended by Doug or whatever, this thing's right up your alley. Tables of 8 go on sale Monday, June 20th at 8 a.m., around 25 minutes before the end of the Munganast 7 a.m. hour. TMA math right there. Ticket price includes food from Salt and Smoke and beer from a beer sponsor to be named later. A portion of ticket proceeds will go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. TMA Trivia Night. Get more details at tmastl.com.
How good is that? And he did it on his own.
Beast mode.
Yeah, that wasn't like written by any of us. Now that shocks the audience.
We don't write.
Yeah,
we don't write.
Yeah, Marty just.
We
he
don't
sent
pay-
that.
we
He sent the
switch.
Friday Night's Pizza Night thing with Felix's this week, and there was another one that I got over the weekend. And I saw him on Monday morning. I go, my God, wizard, man, wizard.
We've been in Pepper and Genie promo. He did a couple
Pepper and
weeks
Genie's so
Gold Mine, man.
The Fan Page Club Championship promo was really good.
I'm sure he's like, what am I doing? So hold on, just a bunch of bad amateur players are playing.
Yeah, I gave him copy points. I was like, I don't know, it was windy out. He's like, yeah, just give me a couple things. I'll take care of it.
He emailed me yesterday because apparently I kept playing the Fan Page promo because I thought it was beyond just hyping up the first round. And he goes, yeah, you should have stopped playing that like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, all right, I appreciate the honesty, Marty. I had absolutely no idea. So I love Marty Wink. Beast.
Love Marty. Love Marty to death. Love you, Marty.
So funny.
Hopefully you heard the last segment.
The brown nosing is incredible that you do.
The Fan Page Club Championship is presented by Michelob Ultra, also our studio sponsor. And Michelob Ultra does, let me take a look at this light over here. Oh, I got it. 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Have any of these matches been played yet, Iggy?
I have not seen a scorecard. So.
As weird as it is, I wouldn't call myself interested per se, but I'm truly curious about Ant Peg and Guy and Chris Heck, and this Fred Freeman's a mystery to me. And then the Loomster's presence is a surging 13 handicap, and Kyle Leininger of AB is playing, and then I've got my match with Mike Suddeth, Doug, and I know you're going to be out there for it, and I got you a pass to go inside the ropes, so that'll be fun
Not
for you.
this one. There's no ropes, and there'll be no media there covering it.
Now we are 1 win away from, and Loomster's 1 win away from a semifinal matchup with you. I think you're in that bottom.
Actually, the bracket is. I mean, we can certainly talk about it, but I messed up the bracket. So theoretically, I would be playing Chris Heck actually in the semifinals if I were to win and he were to get past Fred Freeman. I messed it up. If you remember, that's my fault. It's not a big deal. Either way, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Well, we're going by that bracket.
It's fine. I don't really care that much anyway. So anyway, we got to do the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, and Doug, Jamie Burkhardt has a request. Jackson, you have the request. What is it?
Yeah, so Jamie requests that Doug's team have Chris Nagel on it, and then he picks 5 golfers. So we'll have Chris Nagel on your team, and then 5 golfers.
I'd be happy to have him on my club.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good play.
It's fine with me.
6,300. I mean, that's great. Okay. So now you got a guy who can actually do something at 6,300.
And you got a lot of room now.
Yeah, indeed. That's the deal.
Good calling, Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie Burkhardt says, let's put Chris Nagel and Michael Wellington on the roster. So there it is. Doug, your first pick was not made by the Munganast / Lancome box. It was made by the great Jamie Burkhardt, sponsor of the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Iggy, you have created 3 rosters, and now you're in the tank on which way to go.
Do we want to do the Millionaire Maker?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And pick 2 since you're supposed to go first. You got 1, so you can pick 2.
Doug will let you pick. You can't see the golfers, but there's I'm in 3. Here, Doug. I'm in 3 lineups. I put 3 in. Just, which one do you want me to play? The first, second, or third one?
It's your choice. It's your team.
No,
You're
go
the
ahead.
one picking. I don't know who the players are, so
Either do I.
Well, you picked them.
I know, but they're in
So
3.
you do
Just
know
say
the
1, 2, or
players.
3.
2.
Okay.
All right, we'll go to 2.
Okay.
This is the one I'll play.
Doug, your passion for this.
Just dedication.
Give us the names.
Oh, and I love this.
It's only a
game.
3-hour show.
All right, we'll start in the. I have 3 7,000s in this roster. We'll start at 7,400.
Okay.
A guy that hasn't been playing great,
Who is it?
but he seemed to play well in U.S. Opens, and I can get him for 7,400.
You going Kettle?
I'm going Webb Simpson.
The Cattle.
Good call.
Okay.
Cattle, Doug. I got him at 6.47% ownership right now.
Okay.
So Iggy's kind of going well.
Yeah, he's
ownership out of the
struggling,
gate.
but usually in the open where you got accuracy is a key.
Where did he win? Did he win an Olympic Club, Doug, in 2000?
I don't know the years, Tim.
16, 17?
12?
12.
You got another name over there?
Oh, yeah, I'm picking 2.
Yeah.
And 7,700. The guy the last 5 tournaments
I
he's
like
played,
this play.
last
I
5
like this
tournaments,
play.
think
I
he's
don't
got
like that you're taking him, though.
4 top 20s. He's been playing
You
well.
got a
His
name.
putting is coming around. And I can get him for 7,700. Tommy Fleet.
Tommy Fleet. I like this play. I was actually thinking about throwing $50 on him to win.
Okay.
I think he's plus 6,000. I had to pay 3,000.
All right. All right. Kevin Kisner.
Oh, Iggy. Oh, Iggy.
Yeah, it's a major, so he's going nowhere.
Oh, let's get Riggs on now.
He's admitted he can't win a major.
Well, he can't win at certain courses.
Yeah, well, this is it's a short course, so he's got a shot here to make
Doug,
the
is
cut.
7,200 a short course?
Okay. I don't know.
Well, shorter than if you're playing Bethpage Black, where he couldn't even get to 2 fairways.
I can tell you this. I mean, this is a 0.87% play, so
Sharp.
low owned. Yeah, very sharp, very contrary.
Okay.
And my final 7,000. He's a ball striker.
Okay.
He's going Corey Connors.
And I'm not looking at a putter because a lot of guys are going to struggle putting.
The greens are small, Doug.
Yeah, so I just put the ball in the fairway like you always do. Aaron Wise.
Aaron Wise.
Wise.
Wow.
Okay. You could have just said Wise. Okay. I hope to get a golfer. I hope to get someone who will hit the golf ball.
Hit a golf shot or two?
Yeah.
One just fell out. Nurse. Oh, the coffee's down again for the second time this week.
The coffee's
down again.
The coffee's empty. So
I got Justin
Then
Rose.
why do I see?
well, it's a little drop.
Justin Rose?
Not my oven mitt.
He's trying it off with Doug's oven mitt.
When we have paper towels.
Look what you've done.
Look what you done.
Okay, I got Justin Rose.
Justin Rose is actually kind of chalky this week.
Played well last week.
And I thought that had to be the reason why. I think I saw him, 11.9%. Doug, are you scared that he's what we would call cheap chalk?
I'm not
Doug,
scared. I'm emotionless. I'm picking this blindly out of a box.
Doug, why'd you pick so chalky?
Yeah. Cheap chalk. Beware of cheap chalk.
Okay, you got another name, Iggy?
I do. We'll go into the 8,000s. I've been playing him every week. I'll keep playing him. I know it's a.
I'm young.
I know it's a major, but this guy is just.
Burnsy?
There's one of the few guys on
a lot
tour
of
that
chalk
has
in the 8,000s.
everything.
Fits.
Ball striker, short game, putting. There's no weakness in his game.
Yeah.
Other than maybe nerves this week. I'm going Cam Young.
Okay.
Cam.
I understand the play. I'm surprised I only see him at 10% owned. I thought that would be higher.
3 golfers right now.
I've got 3.
Boy, Doug, you have a lot of room financially, brah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go Scotty Scheffler. You can go
Okay.
Justin Thomas. You can go John
No, I'm not
Rory.
going anyone like that. Gary Woodland.
Well, he won in 2019 at Pebble Beach, but has struggled to be consistent as of late. Gary Woodland only 7,100. Interesting to note, though, he's 8.26%. So now you've gone back-to-back with cheap chalk. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, it's emotionless. I can't see who I'm picking.
Doug's about to get slaughtered.
So we don't know who we're picking.
Doug's got a lot of room to work with.
He does. He could go Scheffler, Justin Thomas, I think.
Yeah,
He
easily.
came back from the injury earlier in the year and was playing well, and I think he's missed 3 of his last 4 cuts. So.
Okay. Well, I don't get the look, do I?
Keep that up. Now we will move into the
And you still lost
9,000s.
30 times to this.
Well, I think I'm on a 3-game winning streak here.
No,
Lost 30 times. to this
Jackson
method.
says that's not accurate.
1-game winning streak.
You're on a one-game
What
winning
am I up?
streak.
I'm up 3?
You're up 2.
Oh, you better
Well,
check.
the math.
Go
You
check
better
it.
check it.
I think this is.
I believe
think
it's
this
30.
is.
We'll address it on Balloon Party.
2 to 30, I think.
I think it's 2 weeks in a row I've won.
Okay.
Well, guys, nobody's playing better on tour than this guy in the last 3 months. He's due Shane Lowry.
Okay. Lowry.
He'll be high owned, I would think.
Okay. Oh, I can hardly reach it. Okay. Rory McIlroy.
Oh, and there it is.
Wow.
What a
response. A lot of people on Roderick McRib this weekend, Doug. He has been playing better than damn near anybody else in the world, and he's got the wedges working now.
Okay.
Good job, Doug.
I have him as the first-round leader for some.
Have you?
I'd make a good amount of money if that happened.
10,500.
He tends to start slowly.
Yeah, but
and
I
then
feel like
mounts
he's
his
red hot.
charge.
130 names in a box. The chances you pick
And
that.
there it is. Another attack, Doug, on your integrity.
You didn't complain when I picked Gary Woodland.
No,
You said, "Oh, he misses every cut, and then I get a good one."
At least he's a name. At least it's a name. I mean, there's like, what, 25, 40,
There's the name.
20 or 40 qualifiers, and then you even come sniff one of those.
Not yet.
He's got Nagel.
Well, it was given to him. Yeah, my final pick.
win!
My final pick, I'm sure he's going to be chalky. He may be the highest owned player. Now that I think about it. Probably should have won the PGA Championship.
Who would it be?
Will Zalatoris.
No, I don't see him as high as I would have thought, actually. He's got to go to 15.25%. As of now, these things move. Will Zalatoris, 9,300.
So I like my team.
Let's go. Come on, Doug. Pick Scheffler.
Other than
Oh, this place would be up for snatch grabs.
It won't be anymore.
Yeah, John Ram.
Tony Finau.
Wow. I got to tell you, there is a lot of high praise for Finau going into this, and he has been playing really well. And here's the thing about Tony Finau. You got to be really, really, I mean really pathetically nerdy to know this, but he putts well on this kind of grass. It's an odd deal. There are some guys who are known, and Iggy, you know this is a real thing, who play better on certain kinds of grass.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Tony Finau, and he has been playing well. I mean, he just finished second. It was kind of a little bit of a backdoor second. And thought it was a little bit of an aggressive celebration for not winning a tournament when you're in the final group. But either way, a lot of people are on Finau this week. It's kind of a... You're not going to max out your roster. I mean, you probably left like $3,000 or $4,000 on the
Close
table.
to $4,000.
Is that right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But that means nobody's going to have that same roster, so you will win the million on Sunday.
Well, that'd be nice for the
When
kids.
Chris Nagel wins it.
This will be a barn burner. I like
Doug's team now. You like that he got Roderick McRib.
I think the last two really saved him. I think banking on a Gary Woodland and a Kevin Kisner isn't always ideal in a U.S. Open format.
Probably not.
I think Rory and Finau definitely put you over the edge. Iggy always goes with consistency, but I can see Doug's team maybe being, good with that top-heavy roster, and Nagel winning it probably would be a huge...
Yeah, it's going to go Nagel 1, Rory 2.
He's going to Chris Nagel and Wellington are going to have a duel with Rory McIlroy on Sunday.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
It's gonna
Doug
be
winning
intense.
the Million Maker and Nagel winning the U.S. Open?
I just
this
want it
show
for
would
the
take like
kids.
a week off.
I mean,
Vegas.
there's like 85 names in that box of people you've never heard of.
I don't cut every name.
You've got Woodland, Rose, Finau,
Kisner,
McIlroy, Kisner.
Nagel.
60 names in that box people have never heard of. Not even a sniff
How
for
big a pick
me.
is Kisner when he's 6,900?
Also, I don't put every name.
But he's a name. He's a name that people have heard of.
What were you saying, Jackson?
I don't put every name in there.
Would you take out all the qualifiers?
Anybody below 6,400.
Okay. No, that's every qualifier, so
Not everyone. Nagel was a qualifier.
he's like 62, 63.
Right. Qualifier.
But you wouldn't have picked him because he wouldn't have been in the box.
Who knows? I only picked 5.
He's not in the box. He's under 6,400.
He's in the box.
Well, then you don't take all the 6,400s.
No, I just put Nagel in there.
Okay.
I also think Iggy is pissed that he didn't like the roster number 2 that we selected as well.
That was a shrewd move.
Well, my number 1 roster I should have picked.
Built an excuse for everything.
No, it's
Not
an
even
excuse. I'm
Thursday,
just-
and he's already ready to lose.
No, I mean, I like the roster. I mean, I'll give you my 3 if Tim can.
No, we don't want to hear all 3.
Well,
we
Tim
don't.
can critique it if you want. I mean, what's it going to? How long is it going to take me to read 6 names?
But no one's interested.
A lot of people play my team.
Nobody plays your team. Nobody.
Which means you'll never win a lot of
No
money.
one does.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Which I won't. I'll be
Don't read
splitting.
them.
If I
Don't
won,
read
I'd split with
them.
30
Right.
people.
Don't read them. Don't do it.
Here's
Don't-
my little roster.
Don't read the names.
This
we
is a-
don't want to hear them.
This is only my dollar team. I played 2 $5
Nobody
$10
cares. Nobody plays him. Don't do it.
Kim?
Don't do it.
Tim, let me know.
Don't do this.
Kim?
Do it.
I heard Kim.
Tim,
We don't care.
You pronounce a player.
Keegan Bradley.
We don't care. Nobody cares.
Sam Burns,
Let me read you my entire fantasy
Corey
baseball
Connors.
team.
Well,
That'll
I'd be
be
interested.
interesting.
Joaquin Neiman, Louis Oosthuizen,
Trying to
George
trade.
Jordan
Max
Spieth.
Muncy. I've got who else? I've got
Spieth and
Anthony
Neiman
Rizzo.
combo. I really like that roster. I love Joaquin Neiman.
And then my final roster.
Yeah,
This was my favorite roster. I wish I could have played. I should
I'd
have
like
picked
to
this
see
one
him
for
get
you.
hot.
Berger, Finau,
Got Gorman,
Fitzpatrick,
Bader,
Sanjay M,
Peterson,
Davis Riley, Xander
Vaughn,
Schauffele.
Baez, Crawford.
There you go. Hope you
I
wrote
like
the-
your roster
wrote those
one
down.
with Neiman Spieth.
God bless it.
So I'll cash those two, and the one I won't cash is the one that I won against you.
Okay.
So if Chris Nagel wins, like how many of Doug's players need to make the cut in order for him to probably get a payout? Because Nagel will be owned by very little, if
4,
any.
at
Do you
least.
think like you just make him 4?
Well, if you got the winner, it's Nagel, and
It
you
just
got,
depends on which guys
Yeah.
are in there. You know,
yeah, but you can probably have one guy
and
miss
the
the cut.
ownership percentage there. Saw a video here of there's a bunch of smoke at 40 in Lindbergh and Frontenac. Is this Plaza Frontenac? Is
Where is
Plaza
it?
Frontenac on fire?
Where's that at? I hope not.
Yeah. That would
You
be
see anything on that, Jackson?
I'm taking a look right
No,
now.
I don't know. What the hell's going on there?
Brio?
Could be Brio. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, sponsor of our daily fantasy sports showdown. And Doug, you have won 30, and Iggy has won 32. Is that correct? Is
Yeah.
that where we are here?
That's where I am.
Iggy's
33 and 30.
disputing that, I think.
Munganess, StLouisAcura.com, AltonToyota.com. Even if you get your car from Munganess, get it serviced at Munganess, get it maintained at Munganess, get it tuned up at Munganess. Or if you want to shop right now, shop online at StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. It is Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, the sponsor of our text inboxes. Engineered, designed facilities. That's EDF, Engineered Designed Facilities. If you or people at your company would like to contact Engineered Design Facilities, email fire at edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider at TMA. And you will see EDF on Michael Wellington's shirt this week as he caddies for Chris Nagel at the U.S. Open. How do you do? How do you do? Don't forget, coming up on Monday, Trivia Night registration. You buy your table on Monday at 8 a.m. And I think it's going to be 25 tables of 8. So, you know, if you're going to buy them for your group, get in there quickly, and buy them up on Monday at 8 a.m. Portions of the proceeds going to a charity we have worked with for a decade, Friends of Kids with Cancer. And as you heard in the spot, see, I was hesitant to say this, but, I mean, how about this, Doug?
What?
For the ticket, and that's all this is to be determined, but it'll be announced with the announcement on Monday when tickets go on sale. You're getting your Salt and Smoke as part of the deal.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I believe, I don't know if I'm going to name the pizza place yet because I don't know if it's official. Then there will also be pizza included and all of your beer.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
So, yeah.
Load it up.
So it is a night of gluttony, and then afterwards I am meeting only the male participants at the handball courts at Francis Park. And I just
All of the male
Yeah, I just want to do a Q&A or something.
Could be a couple hundred of them.
Hopefully.
It's your version of Hinge, where you don't need the internet.
That's right.
Looks like this fire on 40 in Lindbergh is south side of Clayton, closer to the Schnucks right there.
That's a
That's
big
the
one?
north side of Clayton.
Schneidhorst?
Yeah, you're right. That would be so. It'd be on the other side. It is definitely the south side.
It is the south side.
Clayton, so it'd be like the
wow.
Starbucks right there. Starbucks.
That's a newer building.
Isn't that where our fights happen?
No, that's a separate scene. Iggy, you would patronize that Starbucks, didn't you?
Yeah, that's where I would go in the morning, yeah. When we worked in Kirkwood.
I don't know if the Starbucks proper doesn't look like that part is on fire, but that like strip mall where Schneidhurst used to be.
Wow.
That's weird.
Right in front.
And it
of
looks like a big fire?
It was a pretty substantial dark plume of smoke.
Where are you seeing this at, Jackson?
I went to KMOV's Twitter, and one of their reporters tweeted it out, and they retweeted it. So
see what it's doing.
Keep a
Yeah.
close eye on that. Scary.
That's super weird.
Right by Ladue High, right there.
Wow, that is coming. That is big. Wow.
Well, in the summer heat, you know what it feels is good for is some Muggsy jeans.
Nice.
Muggsy shorts.
Wow, look at Jackson. I got mine on right now.
Oh, they're so
I'm wearing mine
great.
right now as well.
They're so breathable. That's what's like great. You know, you go outside and it's hot as hell out.
Hot as the fires.
And you know that, you know, swamp ass is coming. You can tell, but with Muggsy, you don't have to worry about that. You know, free your balls once and for all with Muggsy jeans. They got a ton of great options for you. You know, they obviously have your denim jeans that, Doug, they move with you, not against you. They're really great. They're
That's nice.
Super comfortable.
Yeah.
Great bunch of different colors, great cuts. They got chinos, they got joggers, they got shorts, they got swim trunks, they got everything you'll need for the summer, for the winter. Just looking good and feeling good. And that's what summer is all about, in my opinion, is looking good and feeling good. And the best way to do that is with Muggsy jeans. So you go to Muggsy.com and use the promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order. You can be like us and get some shorts and some pants. You can get some swim trunks for your float trips. You can wear shorts to the Cardinal game and really show yourself off a little bit. Show off that ass without worrying about bat wings and swamp ass, because they're breathable and they stretch with you. And they're just great looking shorts, pants, jeans, chinos, everything. Love Muggsy.com. Muggsy.com. Use promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order and free your balls once and for all.
Let them go, Doug.
Okay.
These are so comfortable.
Playoff pants, we call them.
I'm wearing my shorts right now.
They really are comfortable.
Yeah, they're great.
Jackson didn't play about this.
Yeah.
I wore them to shave.
Should I model them?
Yeah, why don't you let everybody see your arse?
Yeah.
Oh,
Toot that thing
look
out.
at that.
Oh, God.
Doug, you like what you see, boy?
Oh, God.
Oh, he's got a plug in.
Okay, don't do that with your both hands.
He's got a plug in. Oh, there's Plowhawk.
Oh, my word.
Man, I like the way we look.
Yeah, we're really killing it.
Girl, you be killing them. You be killing them. Girl, you be killing them. You be killing them.
Oh, can I praise Plowsy on his...
Yeah, you can take over again.
You and Cucky. No, it's not about me. It's not about me. But it's about a sponsor. Cucky and Plowsy did a funny-ass video about Manscaped yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that was a topic in the sales meeting.
Oh, it
I hope the topic was, I hope they were okay with it, because when you give me and Cucky, guys like that, a lot of free reign and not give us necessarily a script or idea, we're going to do things like that. But they were jumping for joy about the stepdad idea. I sent them a raw cut of the commercial, and they absolutely loved it.
See, I think people wouldn't have even thought anything of it up until the point where you embrace and then kind of bring your hips closer to the Cucky.
And then begin thrusting on it.
Oh, no.
Well, he is my stepdad, so no DNA blood related.
The best was when, I don't recall who handles the account.
Carrie.
Carrie, that's right, Carrie was explaining it to a room full of 20 professionals.
Oh. That's when you know we
and
made it.
saying, well, like he did a video with a guy acting like he's his stepdad, but he's not really a stepdad, and they are really, but yet they're really close.
Ron, my stepdad.
Yeah, it was. You should see the outtakes. It took us about an hour to get a good video because we couldn't. I kept when he's spraying the Axe spray, I go in there and go, man, that's a great stink. We couldn't get through that. We could not get through that script. That's why I don't say it. We just could not get through that line without dying laughing.
The ending where he says, I love you, son, and you're just like, that's all I've been waiting to hear. And then you start humping him.
Yeah. That's all,
you did not.
That was all ad-lib. That wasn't part of the script that Manscaped provided.
And they're okay with that?
They not only okay, Doug, I really think they're going to re-sign. I think they absolutely loved the ROI and also the great video that me and Cookie did. And Cookie is like the same age as me, which I think makes the step even better. Because we're
more hard to believe.
Early to mid-30s and kind of what we're looking at.
Why the humping, bro?
The humping was just something we added in because we were heavily breathing into each other's ears. The full embrace, and then I started gyrating my hips. And we actually what he did was cut it off right before we touched skin on our cheeks, as we were embracing for a kiss. But we thought that would be a little bit.
Now, what does that have to do with shaving?
We talked about, I said, I see a lot of blood in the toilet because we do reverse tap.
God, that's a whole different sponsor.
And then I say, we have thick matted shrubs like father, like son, and they go, oh, well, I guess we're not DNA related, but we still have thick shrubs. So that kind of rat-a-tat-tat delivery is not something you get.
Like Jeremiah Johnson.
Sorkin level dialogue.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching the newsroom again. Yeah, it's quite a little presentation, Plowhawk. I thought it was wonderful.
Thank you.
You and Cucky should win awards. I would love to see Manscaped put these spots all over the country and run them during the U.S. Open on Sunday afternoon.
I also like how you upload it as a Google Drive.
Yeah, well, that's me being ghetto. And also, I kept trying to share a video, but couldn't. I have like 20 groups on my Facebook. I could not find the Morning After fan page on the group share option.
Yeah.
So I had to do the Google Drive. Luckily, Cucky was smart enough to put it up there. It's super funny. Don't look too much into it. It's just really two guys having a grand old time talking about shaving.
Talking about Father's Day is what it's talking about.
Yeah, it's a Father's Day gift.
And how'd you edit it?
We were concerned about it being a national. Like, I had to ask Carrie. I'm like, this isn't like. They're not putting it on their like national Facebook page.
I wouldn't think so. No.
I don't think it'll make it.
Oh no! I'm like, okay, that's when we did the step down.
No, I
You
wouldn't
put it
think
where,
they'd do
like
that.
whatever your outlet is. You know who's doing one for Manscaped? I told you this yesterday. Tim, I don't know if you watch her videos. I do. Fishing with Louisa.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She lives down in Florida, but I think she's from like Bimini or someplace. It's got a very sexy accent, but it's not a heavy accent. But you know, it's like one of those Caribbean islands.
Doug, Fishing with Louisa.
And she fishes in a thong, but she has like 1 million followers. And she was doing a spot for Manscaped the other day. She had the Manscaped shirt on. And, guys, get those balls shaved. And, yeah. Well, check her out sometime. Fishing with Louisa. She's always fishing out in the islands or Florida.
She's a new sponsor of Cooking with Ken.
No, she's gorgeous and has a great body, but she's always fishing for sailfish, pompano, whatever. She's always fishing for something and
fish.
She's fishing, but she's a good fisherman.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email. Hey, boys. Just some rando thoughts. Has Tommy assigned an underdog to vet Iggy's ideas for the station prior to him hearing them? I would suggest adding Farmington to your dating app. I work down there all the time, and the competition is lacking. It's only 1 hour away, and someone who takes dates to exhibition basketball games needs to not be so picky.
Double negative.
Those guys in the wigs and face paint and the Rams rules sat near my seats for the games. All I could think when I would see them is I hope to hell they do not have the ability to reproduce. Run out grounders, take off those stupid gloves, and cut your damn hair and catch the ball, Bader. Powder up, fellas. Batwing season's full effect. Good luck to Nagel at the real U.S. Open, but more importantly, good luck to Wellington. Them bras are smoking hot. Steve, 1 Cardinal Way.
Steve, in Ballpark Village.
And Young. Wacko seems like the type of guy who talks a lot of ish, but then you get him in person and he clams up quicker than a Ken Bake with Riggs. Drink bleach and back off the virgin. How? What is that? You see that, Jackson?
Yeah.
It says how at the end.
Henshin, what happened?
Thanks, and stay tuned. That's our #1 Asian intern, Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Rapunzel 43. Mash that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment to receive an advance copy of my Tingly Cooking Special with Trish Brown.
Trish Brown.
Tingly.
Brian Henshin.
Rapunzel has 1.5 million followers on YouTube, so...
And Young, good morning. Stand by for an announcement. This is that announcement. I will be stepping down from my position with the Indianapolis Star, effective immediately. Okay, folks, settle down, settle down. I know this news comes as a bit of a shock, but you know those fake coupon codes and YouTube channels I've been passing out? Well, an individual has somehow activated those codes and paid upwards of $2,000 for my fake but very hot ASMR content. I was admittedly taken aback, but my fake foray into ASMR has already proven to be significantly more lucrative than the discounted patio furniture from House Depot ads I ran on FaceBat a couple months ago. To recap, I will be divorcing lady journalism and pursuing my lifelong dream of becoming #1 Asian ASMR star Ting Ting 2. Thanks again to Grill111 at AOL.com. Yours in Prod Joe. #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. Find him on YouTube under the name ASMR Boots Irwin 17. Subscribe today and use the code Negrill111 to receive a whisper version of Ken's jellyfish hijacking during the 8 o'clock hour.
Brian Henshin, point 2.
Pee on me. Please pee on me. Pee on me. That sting hurts. Pee on me, please.
What are you doing right now?
An ASMR. Ting, ting.
7.
Whatever.
Clip that.
Okay.
Morning, fellas. The prize for this App Madness contest sounds so cool. I'm loving everything about it. For the low, low price of putting my information into an app, we roll the dice on an opportunity to wait for it, have dinner with you guys. I mean, call Robin Leach because this prize sounds richer than Cletus's undercarriage brine. For those of you on the fence, I have a testimonial on winning prizes where you get to hang out with HD2 on-air talent. You see, a couple years ago, I won a contest that allowed me to flip the bill on flying into the panhandle of the armpit of America and splitting a room with 4 strangers who hated their wives and spent the majority of their day finger-pecking outdated Android phones, arguing with other strangers about politics on a radio chat room. And then when we finally were invited to leave the roadside motel, we got the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to force conversation with all the hosts in the clubhouse of a ritzy golf course before they teed off to play a track we couldn't afford. So station management graciously worked out a handshake deal to let all 5 of us cram onto the back of a first aid cart to follow them on all 36 holes while sheepishly asking them if they wanted a Gatorade or if they'd be willing to like one of our Facebook posts about needing a food recommendation in Steelville, Missouri. Thanks, that's from Vishnu doing business as a double-pronged sword doing omens work.
Yeomans, he meant to say.
I don't remember any of that.
Vishnu.
Do you?
Vishnu.
You don't either, but it doesn't make it any less amusing.
It's something that could have happened.
Yes, it absolutely was live. And finally, hey guys, what are we talking about? Oh, Michaelis took a no-no through 8 2/3 last night, and the St. Louis faithful, who were literally shaking with desire for Miles to close the door last night, have turned their ire to King Bader and his inability to make a physics-defying, over-the-shoulder, miraculous catch. Well, that's cool, but I blame the hitter. Yep, for the life of me, I can't understand why a person with the talent and ambition to become one of the best at what they do in the entire world wouldn't roll over and concede like he was the desiccated old husk of an insubordinate drifter whose most enduring accomplishment is a questionable bed count he amassed some 30 years ago. Oh, look, Wellington is on the line to chat a mere 24 hours ahead of bagging up for Chris Nagel in the U.S. Open. Hey, Welly, caddy talk here. So when I was a garbage smoke-stained club lugger for those husky ladies who like to break wind on the freeway during local LPGA events, everyone knew that I was an unhinged a-hole who had no one's interest in mind other than my own, and they wouldn't let me into the dining hall. Is that the same for you at Brookline? No. Interesting. No, it's not. Well, oh, look, Jackson has a Mark Hanna spot, but rather than capping it off with a clear reading of the man's number, he's going to awkwardly vamp while furiously looking for the copy like he was, well, himself giving a live 101 ESPN Sports Center update.
That's right.
Anyway, speaking of Wellington's success on Hinge, I recently tossed my dating line back into the sludgy, stagnant pool of human slop that is the Tinder users within 12 blocks of my dingy, slapdash apartment complex, and I'm hoping to find another Maryland Heights pour to follow the aroma of cigarettes and rancid fish down the hall to my place where she can watch me pleasure myself and fall asleep to a foreign language soap opera. We're all looking for love, right? Anyway, I gotta run. We have a 3-minute break, so I'm gonna go out for about 15 minutes worth of errands at the most deliberate old man pace you can possibly imagine. Doug, that's Timmy Tom writing in.
Timmy Tom writing in.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got, little lady.
Ballpark Village is always good. Vishnu was pretty good. Henshin was prolific anyway, but I'm going to vote for Timmy Tom.
You know what? It was really, really good. But
wow,
Henshin's second one made me laugh, and he kind of threw a bunch of things into one email. So I'm going to go off the chart, and I'm going to go with the Henshin's second.
I thought I was going to be the Lone Ranger in going with Henshin's second email, but I am with you. I'm with Henshin's second email.
Damn it, Lucas.
I really am.
Leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Henshin is taking the lead, and it's a stunning development. I think Brian Henshin would tell you, Doug. Brian Henshin isn't up there with Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas. No. But he can get you.
Yeah, but
and he just got him.
When you Monday qualify every day for the last 5 years, you gotta get into a tournament.
I don't think Timmy Tom has ever lost when he's emailed in.
Not to Brian Henshin, at the very least. Brian Henshin is now leading the month of June on June 15th.
Henshin's got a lot of time. He's writing for the paper.
And now he's doing ASMR strictly. Time for us to shut it down. Jackson and I are going to go get it handed to us and blamed for Miles Michaelis giving up a hit. That's coming up here in about 2 minutes on 101 ESPN. Pepper and Jeannie will be broadcast, and we'll be recording QFTA. What do you want us to talk about? I mean, it's deep dive season as we approach episode 500. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Send those in. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.